We're live. We're live. Let's go. What's up, guys? Good evening. UFC 280, the preview. Islam Makhachev taking on Charles Oliveira at the Etihad in Abu Dhabi tomorrow. UFC 280 at 10:30 Indian Standard Time. I'm very excited for the match. We are going to find out once and for all if Islam Makhachev is what everyone said he's going to be. The heir apparent to Khabib Nurmagomedov. His head trainer Javier Mendez saying that he's actually better than Khabib when they used to spar back in the old AKA days when Khabib was still an active fighter. You know what? Could be better, could not be better. It's disputed. We're going to find out if he's better than Charles Oliveira though. Chai Batis in there, Bhavish Nedo, Sanjeev, hello Parag, hello everybody. Charles Oliveira. We will get into that later, but I'm really excited for the fight because this card is so stacked. There are two fights in the prelims where both fighters are ranked in and around the top 10. We got prelim fighters such as Makhachev fighting from England, an English flyweight prospect. We have he's taking on Malcolm Gordon. We have fantastic fights up and down the board. I'll read you some. This is just the prelims. We have Khabib Nurmagomedov's training partner and now obviously his student Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov. He's taking on Omar Gadziev. The ranked fights I was telling you about were Nikita Krylov from Russia taking on Volkan Ozdemir from Switzerland. I think they are both top 10 fighters in the light heavyweight division. Of course, the prelims is headlined by a welterweight competition between Belal Muhammad taking on Sean Brady from Philadelphia. It's a Chicago versus Philadelphia rivalry. Belal Muhammad has been training with Islam Makhachev and Khabib Nurmagomedov in the run-up to this fight. He's going to require that. He's a good grappler, but he's going to require that extra grappling training because we know the undefeated Sean Brady loves his jiu-jitsu, loves his wrestling. And it was quite evident in his fight against Michael Chiesa. So we have fantastic fights up and down the card. We have a fight in between these aforementioned fights. Mahmoud Muradov, I believe he's from Uzbekistan. He's taking on Caio Borraio from Brazil. He's also a very good prospect. I believe he came from the Dana White Contenders series. And he's also a fantastic action-packed fighter. I think that's a middleweight fight. He's more complete than Khabib, as it said. Let's find out tomorrow. We're going to find out tomorrow, Parag, no doubt about it. I'm going to tell you who I'm going to pick. But I'm here to enjoy. But sorry, I'm not a fan of UFC and WWE. No problem, Sanjeev. Get used to it. Watch the fights tomorrow. Recommendation if you have time. You will not be disappointed. The fights are stacked. They're coming at 10:30. I'm going to do a dual watch along. The United Chelsea game at 10. I start the watch along at about quarter to 10. United Chelsea game starts at 10. Halftime, and then we're going to do a dual watch along with the UFC 280 main card. Very excited. Like Parag just said, he's more complete than Khabib. We're going to find out. I kind of wish there were some changes in the lineup. I would really like to see Belal Muhammad taking on Sean Brady. We do not get the prelims here in India. I was very excited for that fight because a lot of people think Sean Brady is next up. If you know what that means, that basically means he's going to break into the top 5. Maybe a one fight away depending on who comes out on the Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman rematch. And I mean, I think nevertheless he's one fight away even after this very important fight against Belal Muhammad. And hello everyone. When is KSI was the state? Who knows, dude? Who knows? I've not been paying attention to that, but find out timing and which channel will UFC stream. If I'm not mistaken, Sanjeev, it is 10 to HD, or I believe it's 10 to HD. Tomorrow, 10:30 our time. Well, I prefer WWE, but I haven't seen much of UFC. But AEW is not so good as what it's supposed to be. Football Creeks, one day we're going to do pro wrestling watch-alongs here. I like AEW. I think the wrestling's better. The storytelling could improve. I think the matches, especially in the pay-per-view, are fantastic. I'm a big pro wrestling fan as well. That's what the first thing I started watching way before I ever watched sports. And the main events will be anyway after the United. Exactly, Parag. I'm chill. We're going to watch dual it'll be halftime before even the first main card fights. Then if the Caitlin Chukagian and Manofiero, which we will get into, most likely to go to a decision, in my opinion. You can write that one down. I think it will, but we'll get into that in a bit. So yeah, I think midway we're gonna get the main event, co-main event, probably the third fight free. But I'm gonna watch both of them anyway, so I'm gonna see how that works. It's gonna be difficult, but with everyone along, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have Giant from TCSP there. I don't know if Suraj is gonna join us as well. We're gonna have Dr. Sadiq by. He might tag along in towards the latter end of the card. Depends on when he gets free. Very excited. Thank you, Tentu, and I will watch. Yeah, Sanjeev, enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think this is a good card for people who haven't watched these fights to start watching, because the fights are going to be very, very exciting. Ignatius, good afternoon, everyone. Sony Tentu, right? Yeah, good. I got it right. I don't want to give someone the wrong channel. So I'm very excited for the fights in general. I wish Belal Muhammad, Sean Brady was in the main card, but I don't want to disrespect any of the fighters here. That would be a fight I'd like to get my eyes on, but I mean, you can watch it on the replay, so it's no problem. Without further ado, guys, I think we will crack into UFC 280. I think we should start right now. We start with in order of it going. It goes in increasing order, right? So the main event's last. I think we should continue that way. I think we should build up to the end. Just some words for you in controversy. Sanjeev, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I will address that quickly before we go. I'm sorry, guys, if I know I did say UFC only, but I will answer that quickly because I haven't had a chance to respond or go on other people's channels and talk about it. So I'll quickly say this. Cristiano Ronaldo, on our best game performance wise, decided to walk out. It is not acceptable. If he did that when Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager, I would have even more frustration. I understand he has apologized. Some people don't believe that the apology is honest. I think that he has a lot of professional credibility, and the fact that he has apologized is a sign of goodwill. I hope they can mend their fences. We still have a season to go through. I don't know if anyone wants to pay for Ronaldo in January because we want a fee. They said we are okay with releasing him, but January is a long way ahead, guys. So don't believe those words. Never believe the press entirely, because at first they said Cristiano Ronaldo walked off the pitch. People were frustrated that he wasn't getting a chance. Well, now we found out that he was asked to come on the pitch and he refused. I was going to say fair enough, but it's not fair enough because he's a professional. He could have sat there for another 2 minutes, aired his grievances in the back. No one would know, none would be the wiser. He and Eric Ten Hag could have a word. People are feeling very disrespected that he sat on the bench. Well, I would just push back and say one thing. He's almost 38. He's not been in the best of form. I was very happy when he scored his goals recently. I was very relieved for him personally. Buttermilk Bob, UFC 280 Indian time, please. It's 10:30 Indian Standard Time. Yeah. Do join me. I'm doing a dual watch along if you're interested. I'm a big UFC fan. So I am offended because for me, the club means more than anything to me. And the fact that Sir Alex Ferguson was sitting in the stands there, to me is highly unacceptable. No disrespect to Ten Hag, but you're actually walking away from Sir Alex Ferguson in my eyes as well, because he never misses a match. He and Sir Bobby Charlton haven't missed a match until Sir Bobby has fallen grievously ill, which breaks my heart because I've grown up watching him sit in the stands while Fergie was a coach. Then I had the opportunity to see them sit side by side. But you know what happens when you get older. So it is what it is. It's heartbreaking. I took it very personal. He walked out. I'm not going to lie. I was live and I saw him walked out and I immediately said, I don't want to discuss this right now because it's about the team. It's about the badge. It's about the performance. And that was our best performance this season, whether anyone likes to admit it or not. He was 1.5 minutes in regular time left with 5 minutes extra time. He could have literally waited 10 minutes. He'd be off. He could have walked off even after the whistle rang. He didn't have to go on the pitch. He didn't have to congratulate anyone, nothing. He disrespected the fans. The fans have done nothing to him. He might not like Eric Ten Hag. That's fine. But he has also insulted the fans. the fans who have seen tons and tons of poor performances from him and the team, especially the team, he walked away from them. And to me, that is a little personal. So Ten Hag is obviously going to be played the villain because people love Ronaldo. Even the non-United fans were taking Ronaldo's side. But guess what? We were 2-0 up. There were about 15 minutes left. Whatever, right? Whatever. 15 minutes left, was it? I don't know. 9 minutes, whatever the time was left. We were clearly up 2-0. We didn't really need Ronaldo. He was asked to come on the pitch. He refused because Elanga got picked ahead of him or something. That's what they're saying. I don't believe it. I don't know why Elanga has anything to do with this. But that's what they were saying. If he didn't want to come on the pitch, he could have said, I don't want to come on the pitch, sit back down. He didn't need to walk away. He didn't need to create a fuss. I understand he's frustrated. I kind of accept his apology, though I do think it is unacceptable. I understand if people feel Ten Hag disrespected Ronaldo, but at the same time, he's 38. We are on our best performance of the season. I don't think anyone can deny that, whether you watch United or not. This could have been handled better, in my opinion. If Ronaldo said, I've had enough, I want to go in January, I was one of the people who were very happy if he wanted to go, because I totally understand why he'd want to go before the season began. So I'm not going to change my mind and say he should stay. He has no choice. I'm not one of those people who believe that. If he still wants to go in January, he will get my blessing. It will leave a little bitter taste in my mouth what he did, but at the end of the day, it could have all been handled better by all parties. If you cannot blame Ten Hag, you cannot blame Ronaldo solely. You can blame the Glazers because the Glazers wanted a fee and didn't want him to go. Ten Hag was happy to keep him, but he was also okay if he wanted to go. So you can't really blame Ten Hag because Ten Hag's trying to build a team, and you cannot build a team around a 38-year-old, guys. And if that puts me in trouble, I'm okay with that, because I am not just going to go, he's a traitor, he's a this, he's a that. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I don't believe that. And a lot of people are saying he's Ronaldo. Yeah, but he's also 38, bro. When Messi was struggling in PSG, everyone said he's washed. Well, he's not washed, right? He won Player of the Month, I believe. I mean, I saw it on FIFA, so I know it's real. I shouldn't say I believe. I know he won Player of the Month. He's not washed now, is he? Just like the same thing people said, Ronaldo shouldn't be at this age in Premier League. He's washed. Well, he's not washed, but he is having a dip in form. You can see by the highlights of when he refuses to take a shot on his left foot, or he wants to pass it in the box to other people. He takes longer time to shoot. You know he's struggling with form. Jordan Peterson, who's well known in many fields, has admitted he's also struggling. And I have sympathy for that, because I can't imagine what he went through would feel like. I can't. Because we all commended him for him getting on the pitch and playing that Arsenal game. So I get it. But also at some point of time, he needs to be treated the same way everyone else is treated. Shaw got benched. No one thought Maguire was going to get benched. He got benched Maguire as well. It's called being fair. And he has, so far so good. He's been fair. McTominay has not got back on the pitch after his howler in the Manchester derby. Casemiro's got in. Everyone wanted Casemiro in. Casemiro got in. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem. He is being fair. Like if you look at the dictionary of fair and treatment, he's being fair when it comes to form. Ronaldo has not been in the best of form. That does not give him the right to walk off. That does not. He needs to. If there is a communication issue, he needs to clarify with Ronaldo and vice versa. Clearly, it was not been done. He's missing the Chelsea game, and I think that is a very appropriate punishment. Even if we suffer, because I'm going to pull my hair out if we suffer. I know it. I am, but it is what it is. I still think Bayern will come for him, maybe Sporting. Dude, Football Creeks, Bayern said no a long time ago. Peterson guided Ronnie, never trust shot. LJC, I'm not about that agenda. He chose to share his information with Jordan Peterson, so I'll be respectful of that. It's not personal for me. Todd Bowley may come from Johnny, he might, and Graham Potter might take him because Tuchel didn't want him, I believe. So let's see. Isn't this novice on Ten Hag part? I don't think so, LJ, because he has treated him fairly. He's treated other people fairly. We never thought we'd get rid of Maguire. We got rid of Maguire. It is what it is. But the management shouldn't make big every decision in public. But Chai, but this I completely agree, except for the fact that Ronaldo's walkout made it public. Don't you think that is what really started the public feud? Like everyone started asking Ten Hag, what's he going to do? So Ten Hag said, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what he gave a warning for the people who left the game pre-season, because if you remember, they left, right? And he said some of those people were not told to leave. I don't know why they left. You come and play as a team, even if you sit on the bench or you come just to support them. We go into the ground as a team, we leave as a team. I like that. I understand if people don't care about that. I get it. Some people consume football differently. It's fair. But at the same time, he made it clear in preseason that we don't want you leaving early or whatever you'd like to call it. So he has made it clear. Ronaldo left early again, whatever, however you want to put it in your words, and he got punished. And guess what? If anyone else did that, right, Chai Batis, if Harry Maguire did that, no one would come to Harry Maguire's defense saying he's not playing, he's out of form. Ronaldo's not in the best form right now. That's what I think. Management did show a statement. Exactly, football freaks. We have to stamp down this nonsense. The other day I heard, will you take Mbappe? No, we don't want his attitude anymore. That's exactly what I want to hear Man United fans say. We don't want that power struggle anymore. We want the manager to manage. I got into this sport because I saw Ferguson manage a team, not be friends with a team. No one is above the club. Nobody. I'm sorry, guys. Tomorrow when Messi and Ronaldo will retire, which they will, whatever your allegiance are to whatever team, you can't talk about players that are retired because only the team remains. The fans and the team are the only things that remain in football. Everybody else comes and goes, has their own opinions, whatever. He disrespected the fans and the club when he walked out. Don't care about Ten Hag, and I sure as hell don't care about the Glazers, because the Glazers should have just let him go if he wanted to go. I blame them for this a little bit. Didn't happen. It is what it is, man. Every big player does that. Nathan Beat has that. Ascension, but that's what I'm trying to say, Chai Batis. The thing is, he left on the precipice of a really good performance. I think that was our best performance. We shut down Spurs completely. Defensive style football or not, we shut them down. And the problem is, it had to be made public then. That's what I'm saying. If he literally waited 6 minutes, no, this would have just been under the carpet. Oh, Ten Hag's not played Ronaldo again. But they would have had their communication. So we would never know what would have happened in real life. So that's what I'm saying. Ten Hag doing Arteta style of management, bunch of... I don't know, LJ. Honestly, I'm being very honest here. I don't like what he did. But I'm going to be very fair. I think they are both at fault to some level. You cannot scapegoat Erik Ten Hag. You cannot. Because he is trying to get order back into the club. We have not had order for a long, long time. So I cannot say anything about that. I cannot be critical of that. We as United fans want order. We do not want the players falling out of line. Shaw got dumped. Now look at Shaw. He's playing better ever since he got, because Erik Ten Hag basically said, I'd rather go with Malacia, who might not be as good as you right now, and I'm gonna play him. I don't care about how good you are. I don't care how much we paid for you as a teenager. I don't care how locked on you were in Ollie's team and you have a silver medal from the Euros. You're getting replaced by the 21-year-old Dutch kid where I got for less, like 10 million. Sorry, you gotta sit on the bench, bud. He's looking slimmer. He's looking better. This is how you get people in line, dude. You have to get people in line. That's the problem. We don't get enough people in line at our club. Because our club's Hollywood club, because it's owned by Americans. And it's really frustrating. And they're both at fault for different reasons, but we need to get order back at our club. It's simple as that. We had the same situation with Yaya Toure when Pep came. We benched him and eventually left the club, even though he was a club legend. That's why, exactly, dude. Yaya Toure was top notch, man. I don't care what Pep says. Pep cannot dispute that, whether it's his style of play or not. He turned around Man City, not single-handedly, but definitely in a talismanic sense. He turned around Man City. Oil club, no oil club, it's not personal. It's about the player. The player turned around the fortunes of the club, and he didn't get treated right on his way out. It is what it is, but that's the truth. It's like a double-edged sword now, Nathan. The management won't get the blame if ETH fails, but the management should have saved ETH and solved it in the dressing room. Exactly. Everyone loses here, guys, except the Glazers, and that is why we are only Glazers out. We're not Ronaldo out. We're not Ten Hag out. It's pointless. It's pointless to be out with any of these people. You're wasting your time being out with any of these said people. Will playing Ronaldo every game give us 3 points? If yes, then TH. But Danish, we have played Ronaldo and not got 3 points. The first two games we played Ronaldo, didn't we? We were 0 for 6. I don't want him to. Please understand something. I don't want him to sit on the bench. When he debuted for Newcastle, I was in tears. I was on the TCSB channel. I had to turn off my camera. I was in tears. I never thought I'd see him back. But sports is played based on form, guys. Otherwise, I would love Beckham to join my club again at 45. Like, honestly, somewhere down the line, his own personal performance, which has not been that great, have to come into play here. Is he a game changer? Sure. But what happens when he doesn't change the game? Then he gets blamed for it, which is also not right, by the way. It's not right that he goes, oh, another game, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't score. That's also not right. That's why I don't like listening to the media. The media said Ronaldo walked off. Everyone thought he walked off, but then they found out that Ten Hag asked him and he said no. Then the narrative became different. It's like he was frustrated, he didn't play. No, he was asked to play and he said no. It is different, guys. 5 minutes, 9 minutes, I understand you'll want to watch 90 minutes, but at the end of the day, the narrative is different. That day we saw him just walk off because we can't hear what they're saying in the dugout, but he was asked to play. It's very important to get all the facts right, guys. I'm just as frustrated with you. Don't make no mistake about that. But the facts, no, the facts and the time of it happening have to be in line with what our thoughts are. I think Ten Hag is better than Arteta. I do wish he would rotate more. Of course, dude. Ignatius, I wish a lot of coaches would rotate more. It doesn't seem to be a thing people want to do these days. No place bigger than the club manager. I agree. The management is crap, Sanjeev, but I understand what you're saying. I agree with everything, but I do not get the answers to what Ronaldo is. Okay. Parag, yes and no. And I'll say why yes first. Oh, sorry, I'll just read it out first, you guys. What I actually said, first place should be winning game and nothing else. Oh, no, I agree, Danish. That's why I'm trying. Oh, sorry, I may have misspoke. I agree with you. I don't think starting Ronaldo guarantees us 3 points. That's why I'm not upset when he doesn't play. However, I also expect him to play not 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I expect him to at least have a half, maybe have 30 minutes. You know what I mean? But in that particular game, we're 2-0. We seal the deal. We shut out Tottenham for 70 minutes. They haven't had a sniff. Why get him on? Rest him. He could have been playing for the Chelsea game. Another thing, guys, keep in mind, Ronaldo could have just warmed up for 10 minutes in Tottenham and played a full game at Chelsea. Now we'll never know though. And everyone's going to go, he was never going to play Ronaldo at Chelsea. Well, guess what, guys? We'll never know. So you can't even throw that on Ten Hag. We don't know. Yes, LJ, I'll get to it. I'll just finish up here. Guys, please forgive me. I know I should have done a stream about Ronaldo. But I've been quite busy these days and everything has been jammed up. So I hope I answered your question. In my club, Mariano is bigger than I'm sorry, Chaibas. Mariano is the guy who carries everybody's water bottle. He's terrible. Parag, I agree with everything. I do not get. Okay, so I'll just answer this, guys, and then please forgive me. I'll just go to UFC. Otherwise, the stream's going to take 3 hours. What has Ronaldo done to sit on the bench, Parag? Simple answer. Okay. Yeah, Bigfoot small toe. Just give me 2 minutes. I will get there. Martial will not be playing for Chelsea, LJ. Ronaldo has had some chances where you thought he'd do better, and then some chances where he should have scored and still didn't score. Now, is it on him or is it on the team? It's on both, Parag. That's the honest answer. Ronaldo has had opportunities. In that Sheriff game, in the Omonia game, guys, the chances he got, I mean, everyone has to put their hands up and go, it doesn't get better than that. Dallo could have scored in an open goal. He fed it to Ronaldo because he loves Ronaldo. Only for Ronaldo to hit the post of all things. So it's a fault on both of them. I agree. But if you go back last season, Parag, the chunk of Ronaldo's goals were also scored through individual brilliance. So when individual brilliance doesn't work, it's blamed on the team. The real answer, Parag, is it's both their faults. What I would say is, what is your thoughts on the fact that we have had our best performance without Ronaldo in the team? So you guys think about that. We can talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to be live on Chelsea. Yeah, exactly, Sanjay. We'll talk about this tomorrow. I apologize everyone who came for the UFC, but I had to address that a little bit, guys. So forgive me. We'll get to the UFC. We will start with deep breath. Okay. We will start with what would have been a flyweight fight between Caitlin Chukagian versus Manon Fiorot. So the problem is Caitlin Chukagian came away on this point. Rash's literally Muslim great charm, but yeah, the breakup's much enough. Yes. Yes, Parag. I think we will address this tomorrow based on their performances. Tomorrow would give us a very good idea what's going to happen in the future. So, guys, we start off with a women's catchweight fight that's 125 pounds. We have Caitlin Chukagian, the number one flyweight in the division, taking on Manon Fiorot from France, from Nice, France, and I think this is could be a number one contenders fight for Manon Fiorot because Manon Fiorot is, I believe, she is sixth right now. Give me a second, guys. I will just check that quickly for you. She's 9-1 overall. She is the sixth ranked UFC women's flyweight. She has won regional championships. She is the EFC women's champion. That's EFC's Extreme Fighting Championship in South Africa. She's won a regional title in UAE. She's a UAE Warriors flyweight champion. She has only lost her debut to a fighter that currently fights in Bellator. And she's only lost in Bellator, and she's won 9 straight. She is 4-0 in the UFC with 2 TKOs and 2 decisions. She I believe is a black belt in karate and a purple belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's right. She has only been doing MMA for 4 years now, which is quite crazy actually if you think about it. She's fought a lot of amateur fights as well. That's why she probably started a little later than normal. She's 9-1. She's 6th ranked. I think if you guys watched the flyweight main event last week of Alexa Grasso taking on Viviane Araújo, I think they were 4th and 5th or 5th and 7th or something like that. I think Alexa Grasso is probably next in line. The problem with this is Valentina Shevchenko keeps beating all the top ranked fighters. So they have to go all the way to literally 6th place and 5th place to find fighters for her because she keeps destroying everyone. I was going to say beating everyone, but in some cases she absolutely concusses people. Valentina Shevchenko is an absolute sniper of a fighter. Absolute sniper. Just watch the Jessica I fight. Close your ears, it's going to get loud. That's all I'll say. UFC not exciting. UFC but great. Exactly, the great fighters from EFC. Ignatius, we have Don Madge, we have Dricus du Plessis, who's a ranked middleweight in the UFC right now. We've had a bunch of South African fighters over the years. It's a good organization. It's a great feeder to the UFC for African fighters, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, so guys, I think Manon Fiorot is she needs to beat Caitlin Chukagian though, guys. Because in 9 wins of Manon Fiorot, she has won 6 by knockout. So she has power. She has 6 TKOs. She has power in those hands and feet. And I think Caitlin Chukagian is probably the toughest fighter. And if Valentina Shevchenko was not champion in this division, she'd probably be quite a decently dominant fighter. She can be described as a point fighter in my opinion. She has, I'll give you the record, guys. She's 18-4. I know the record by heart. She's only lost to people who have fought for the belt or a champion in the UFC. She's undefeated before the UFC. She was 7-0 before she got into the UFC. She's 11-4 in the UFC. 2 TKOs and 2 decisions. Those 2 decisions were split decisions. Out of her 18 wins, she has 15 by decision. She has 0 finishes in the UFC, which means she has gone to the decision win 11 times. All her wins are by decision. So what does that tell you, guys? That tells you her style is a point fighting style basically, and a high output style. And Manon Fiorot is going to come for her. and she has two knockout losses. Granted, to Jessica Andrade and Valentina Shevchenko are probably some of the hardest strikers in all of UFC, especially in the women's divisions. Especially Jessica Andrade, who punches like she punches like her nickname is the best. Her nickname is Portuguese for pile driver, Bate Estaca. She was also a flyweight, but she keeps dropping down in weight and all. She's kind of ranked in two divisions. So she has lost to the elite fighters of this weight class. She has lost to people who have carried a belt or fought for the belt, which basically means lost to Shevchenko. And she is literally would have been the champion of this division if there was no Valentina Shevchenko, because she keeps beating these fighters put in front of her, and she's held on to this number one ranked, I think, from maybe last year, and Valentina Shevchenko just keeps knocking down everyone behind her. So it's crazy. Um, but Amanda Nunes is better than Valentina Shevchenko. Yes, she is, but both their fights have been contested. In my opinion, I thought one of them should have been won by Shevchenko. It's a tight one. They will have a trilogy, in my opinion, LJ. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Probably Football Creeks. I would think about that. That's a good idea. Thank you. So I think Manon Fiorot has the best chance of getting a title shot, because Alexa Grasso won a while it was a convincing decision, it was a decision. I think if Manon Fiorot comes here, knocks out Caitlin Chukagian, which she has done because she has 6 KOs, and Caitlin Chukagian has been knocked out twice in the UFC. I think she jumps everybody in line and gets that UFC title shot. Normally, Valentina Shevchenko is very active, but recently she's actually for once got an injury, because she never gets injured. She's a cyborg that way. So it's been a while since Shevchenko's been in the octagon as well. And I think the winner of this fight, depending on the decision, I think if Fiorot wins, she gets a title shot. If Caitlin Chukagia wins, I think last week's winner, Alexa Grasso, gets it, because we need fresh blood in the division. She can't just keep fighting the same fighters. Some of these fighters she's actually fought twice. So, just to keep it interesting, Valentina Shevchenko has to fight new contenders. And I think everyone wants Manon Fiorot to win. And I think, you know what? I normally pick Caitlin Chukagian because I really do think she is the second best fighter in this division overall. But I have a feeling that Manon Fiorot is going to touch her. And the fact that Caitlin Chukagian has missed weight by 2.5 pounds or by 1.5 pound, depending on how you look at it. She didn't make championship weight. She could be compromised. She's not getting any younger. She's going to be 34 in December. Manon Fiorot is the much fresher fighter. She has much less fights. She has much less miles in the tank. And I think Manon Fiorot is going to get the job done. I think if this fight goes 15 minutes, I think Chukagian gets it. But I have a feeling that Fiorot is going to touch her and she's going to win by TKO. I'm going to say late second round TKO. I think she's going to feel her out, get used to her Chukagian's movements and style, and I think she's going to get it done in the second round. But it's a tough fight, guys. Don't be surprised if it goes 15 minutes, because Caitlin Chukagian is as tough as they come. She doesn't lose to anybody that's not really, really good. So that's my pick, guys. We got Manon Fiorot for Caitlin Chukagian. Do let me know who do you think is going to win. Parag, whoever watches, do let me know what your picks are for that fight. I'd love to know. Just keep tabs of it, This is an interactive show, guys. You can tell me who you pick to. We don't have to agree on it. I will, Sanjeev. I'll look into that. Valentina needs to try Pena first. Ooh. LJ, I don't know. Is Pena going to drop? She could drop. I don't know. Decision, you guess, Parag. But which way, Parag? Which way? Which way is the decision going? You got to choose. All of Chukagian's wins have been by decision in the UFC. She has no finishes in the UFC. And she has been finished twice as well. And Fiorot has 6 knockouts. So it's going to be a toss up. That's what I said. It's a fantastic fight, guys. The only reason I wanted Brady and Belal Muhammad in the main card is because I thought, that's going to be a big fight too. So I was looking forward to what that was going to look like eventually. But you get what you get, and you don't get upset. And then we have this fight's going to be a barn burner, guys. I don't know about you, but next up we have on the card, Pena might drop weight. She might drop weight, dude. Parag, I'm waiting for your pick. Who are you picking? LJ, who are you picking? Come on, give us the picks, guys, so we can keep tabs on it. We have Poland's Mateusz Gamrot, nicknamed the Gamer, taking on Benil Dariush, who many people thought should have fought Islam Makhachev for a number one contenders fight. It got cancelled. It was booked. It got cancelled, unfortunately. And Benil Dariush now looks like he's not going to get the shot because the alternate to the main event today is the UFC 145 champion, Alexander Volkanovski, which was confirmed by Dana White. So, nobody's getting the next shot except Volk, which is annoying. Abu Bakar or Ghazi Omar Gadziev. You know what, R? I'm going to go with Abu Bakar because, in my opinion, right, I think Abu Bakar has a better chance just because of who he trains with. I will always favor Eagles MMA fighters. And for guys who do not know who Eagle MMA fighters are, it is the gym that Khabib Nurmagomedov has started out in his hometown of Makhachev, Russia, Dagestan, Russia. Abu Bakar is a three-time combat sambo world champion, bronze medalist, and a Russian national combat sambo champion. Sambo's in the blood there, guys, and he's a welterweight, so he's going to be training with Islam and Khabib regularly themselves because they're not far off from that weight class. Yes, he does not have as an impressive record as Islam and Khabib, but you don't need to. You just need to be good enough, and I think he is good enough to get the job done. Let's see who he lost to. He lost to David Zawada by triangle choke, and before that he lost to Magomed Mustafayev, who I believe is in the UFC right now. And he also competed for M1, and he lost to Pavel Kush in PFL in a tournament. He's beaten John Howard. That's a name I recognize. He is 1-1-1 in the. He's 1-1-1 in the last three, but I think he can do it. I understand Gadziev might have the better record coming in, but you cannot sleep on Eagles MMA. You cannot. So you favor Islam Ocha. You're gonna have to stay tuned, bro. You're gonna have to stay tuned. Where are you watching from? Do let me know, and do let me know who you think is gonna win between Caitlin Chukagian and Manon Fiorot as well, if you don't mind. Islam should have got LJ. I'm gonna get into that. It's gonna get a little controversial, but I'm just gonna be honest. Manon for me. Okay, so Fiorot decision by Parag. Got it. Huge fan of Alex. I am a huge fan of Alex as well, but I feel like Benil's getting screwed a little bit. Parag, because he is on a 7-fight win streak, and you can only beat who's put in front of you, and it's very unfair that Islam gets the shot only because Benil dropped out of their fight. That's why it's unfair. That's one of the reasons it's unfair. But he should have at least been next in line, the very least. So we were talking about Benil Dariush and Mateusz Gamrot. So Mateusz Gamrot is from Poland. He's a very, very good grappler. He's number 9 in the lightweight rankings. And guys, I need to tell you something about me, okay? I'm gonna be honest here. I love the 155-pound division. Some of my favorite fights, some of my favorite fighters have come from the 155 division. Whenever I hear UFC lightweights, I'm in. I don't care who it is. Absolutely love. That's the most stacked division in the UFC. Has been the most stacked division in the UFC. It's a nightmare to get a title shot in this division. It is. It honestly is, in my opinion. And 90% MMA community wishing for Charles to win. I'll get to that, Parag. Caitlin by decision. Ooh, ours going the other way. Love it. Pokrati Khan. Love from Bangladesh. Thank you, Pokrati. If you're a UFC fan, do join me for the watch along tomorrow. I will be doing it. Where are you watching from, R? Sorry. Yes, lightweight. Bro, lightweight. That's a whole nother discussion, dude. I hope Sadiq Bhai joins me one day. We will have that discussion, Parag. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully one day. So Mateusz Gamrot. Now, guys, he is a double champion in a promotion called KSW, which is in Poland. They sell out stadiums like crazy in Poland. The big MMA fans in Poland. Former featherweight and lightweight champ. So, he can drop down if he needs to. He's already ranked number 9 in the lightweight division. He's not going to do it anytime soon. But, he can drop down and be a contender there as well. And KSW is has given us champions like Jan Blachowicz, who became UFC champion. A lot of great fighters have fought in Poland. A lot of great fighters. Uh, it is a very, very good ground to get. It's a very good feeder. I shouldn't say feeder. It's a very good promotion to get top level talent in Eastern Europe, in my opinion. Makhachev, my love. Ooh, okay, here we go. Love from Abu Dhabi Fight Island. Pawan, are you really there? Oh, you're so lucky, dude. I would have loved to go. But oh, Pawan, come on. Pawan, you got to do me a favor. You got to follow me on Twitter. There's a channel in the channel link. There is a Twitter icon. Just click on it. Follow me there. Send me the photos, man. Come on. If you're going there, you got to send us photos, Pawan. Let's go. Come on. I'll try and share it on StreamYard tomorrow if you're there. It would be awesome if you could. Do let me know if that's possible. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. You can send it to me on whichever one you want. That's awesome, though. Also, thank you for watching. And Khabib new match time. It's not coming. Khabib new. Okay. Sure. Perfect, Pawan. Do follow me on whichever you'd like. Anyway, back to this, guys. So I was going to say, I'm sorry I'm getting off track, guys. First time I'm previewing it live, but it's more fun. I think I'm having more fun doing it if I'm being honest with you. So Mateusz Gamrot is 21, 1 and 1 no contest. Dual KSW champion with defenses to his name. He beat Stormin Norman Park, who was a tough finalist long time ago from Northern Ireland. If Islam will win, then I'll do. But if he lost, I will drink it. No, Pawan, I mean, like, send me just pictures of you being at the event, dude. It doesn't have to be at the main event. It's cool. Just pictures of the area. It'd be awesome. Stormin Norman Park was a prospect at one time in the UFC. He was in the Tough Smashes finale. I think he beat Colin Fletcher. My God, I've watched UFC too long. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. But he fought for the lightweight championship against Norman Park. I remember this, and there was a no contest. So that is his one blemish. His no contest is 21-1 and 1 no contest. And his loss was from Guram Kutateladze. Now this man is a Georgian fighter who's very grappling heavy, very striking heavy. He's going to get a rank to his name very soon. Trust me, guys. He's a fantastic fighter. I think we saw Kutateladze taking on Sarukian or something. It was a crazy fight. Crazy fight. So he started his UFC debut by losing, which is not great because he did defend his lightweight championship in KSW before his UFC debut. He loses to Guram Kutateladze and then beats Scott Holtzman by KO, beat Jeremy Stevens, lightweight legend, by Kimura submission, beats Carlo Diego Ferreira by TKO submission to knees to the body, GSP a la Matthews style. And then he beats Armin Sarukian in an absolute barn burner 4 months ago. Barn burner. It was a decision. It was a tight fight, but it was a fantastic fight. He has fought 5 times in the UFC. He has 2 fight of the night, 2 performance of the night bonuses. The nickname Gamer is absolutely fitting to him, in my opinion. Here he takes on Benil Dariush, and now we will get into this. Just let me take some comments first, guys. Your opinion on Conor's UFC career? He should have not taken the break between the Floyd fights. He should have tried and defended at least one of his belts. I think the Floyd fights stole a lot of his momentum, but he'll have a career better than most either way. First time simultaneous champion. Yeah, he said some mad things I don't agree with. I'll be very honest with you. I am not Muslim, but all that rubbish he said about religion and all, I'm not here for that. The Europeans look at things differently, as we know, and that's not really my opinion to say, but I feel like that was unnecessary, and I thought Khabib getting his due diligence on him was your chicken's coming home to roost. When you talk a lot of shit, sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. Up until that point and the Nate Diaz fight, it worked until his favor. After that, it did not. But that's what it is, That's the game. GSP love GSP. Love Dan Burns. So that's what I thought about his career, guys. Islam's game's always boring with Charles Oliveira and Indra. Stay tuned. I'm getting to it, dude. Don't rush me, dude. I'm having too much fun on this live right now. So Benil Dariush, he's 6th in the division. Gamrot is ninth in the division. I know you guys must be wondering, how is he going to get a title shot? Well, here's the thing. Charles beat everybody except Islam Makhachev that is ranked before Dariush. So that's the best way to answer your question. That being said, Benil Dariush should have still been fought for that number one contenders fight against Islam. This is my opinion. I know it was Parag. I know he didn't mean it seriously, but somehow it was crazy, like he never did that to Dennis Seaver, he never did that to Diego Brandao, he never did that to Eddie Alvarez. He went somewhere else for it, which was stupid. Towards the end, his trash talking became terrible. I don't know why, but it did. At the beginning, it was so creative, so nice, but then I don't know what happened to him in the end. It is what it is, dude. He had a better career than 95% of UFC. That's just how it is. You can like him or not, but that's just the truth. Um, so Benil Dariush, in my opinion, got robbed of this championship fight. I think it should have still been Islam Makhachev versus Benil Dariush for a number one contenders fight. Yes, I know it's on Benil for getting sick. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense to me how he can be fighting Mateusz Gamrot, who's number 9, and Alexander Volkanovski is the alternate in case they don't make weight, which they did make weight obviously now, so that doesn't matter. But I don't understand how is that fair. And now I get it, it's not fair. I get it, but still, that's my opinion. So Benil Dariush started out as a jiu-jitsu black belt, a fantastic jiu-jitsu black belt in my opinion, and he started coming on. I'll tell you when he made his UFC debut. He made his UFC debut in January 2014. And you know what's the funny thing? I remember his second fight because he lost to Ramsey Nicham, which was also in Abu Dhabi way back when. And I believe it was, hold on, I think it was Abu Dhabi, right? Yes. UFC 39, Fight Night 39, Nogueira versus Nelson, April 11th, Abu Dhabi. I remember that correctly. Good. He got knocked out by Ramsey Nicham in Abu Dhabi. So you could say he's coming to slay some demons here. He's going back to the crime scene where I believe he lost his first fight. That was his first loss to Ramsey Nicham. We'll go back. Yes, he was 7-0 before that fight with one UFC win. He fought Ramsey Nicham, got knocked out in the first round. Then he went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak again to lose to Michael Chiesa, who's a welterweight now. Then he was on a 2-2-1 five match streak where he won 2, lost 2, and drew 1. And ever since that, he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak, 21, 4-1. He has become a supremely exciting fighter since the days he joined King's MMA. He's rounded up his game. He had an absolute banger with Drakkar Klose, guys. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just go on Wikipedia, type in Drakkar Klose, Benil Dariush. Absolute banger of a fight. Fantastic. I think he got, did he get a performance? Yes, he got a performance of the night bonus as well. So he beat Thiago Moises, who Islam Makhachev beat, by the way, as well. Beat Drew Dover by submission, triangle armbar. He beat Frank Camacho from Guam by submission, rear naked choke. He beat Drakkar Klose by KO punch. He beat Scott Holtzman by KO spinning back fist. So he won 4 straight with finishes. Then he fought Carlos Diego Ferreira, in which Dariush missed weight, but he won by split decision. And then, of course, everybody knows what he did to Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson had to hang in there. He kind of went easy on Tony Ferguson, in my opinion, guys. It might be controversial, but yeah, that happened. Goodbye. Sorry, why? What happened? Good. Sorry, Pokrati. I don't understand what happened. Khabib new match time December 11th. I don't understand what that means, Pokrati. Could you explain? Don't know if Gaethje went soft after Khabib lost. Could be LJ. Robbie McDonald to 174. Absolutely. That was a crazy fight in the fourth round where they were staring at each other before going back on their stools to come in for the 5th. Crazy picture that was. I liked him when he attacked that bus with his Irishman. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. That was crazy, LJ. I don't know about that. Pokrati, I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. Khabib new match time December 11th. I don't know what that means. Pokrati, sorry. Khabib's retired. I don't think he's coming back out. UFC 189. Sorry, why did I say 174? What 174? Anyway, never mind. I like Mike Chandler, but he fights like he's shooting for Hollywood movie. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's blockbuster. He's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. That's his direct quote. Anyway, guys, so he absolutely manhandled Tony Ferguson. Mateusz Gamrot coming off of what I think this win over Arman Tsarukyan. He's going to be a top 10 fighter. Arman Tsarukyan gave Islam Makhachev a little bit of trouble in the first round because if you guys will remember, Arman Tsarukyan fought Islam Makhachev in, I think it was the main event of the first UFC event in Russia. So yeah, that was a good fight. That's how we knew Arman Tsarukyan's going to do well. Valerie's Dragon. I'm sorry, Valerie's Russian. What is that? Russian bear. Are you a Islam Makhachev fan? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to translate that for me, Valerie. I think what you're saying is Russian bear, which I assume is going to be Islam Makhachev. But as I was going to say, yeah. So I think this is going to be a good fight, guys. And I don't know who do you think. You can put in your predictions now, guys. But I think. Before we do that, do you want to see some stats? Seems Tony drop is true. Age 100% LJ. Age. It's a real bummer. So I'll give you some more stats, guys. Mateusz Gamrot's average fight time is 11:11, whereas Benil Dariush's 9:14, which is crazy. Benil Dariush has a 2-inch reach advantage. What else? Okay, guys, this is quite even. Strikes landed per minute, 3.80 for Dariush, 3.54 for Gamrot. Striking accuracy is both around 50%. Mateusz Gamrot absorbs 3.19 strikes a minute, and Benil Dariush is 2.58. However, Gamrot's striking defense is 63%, and Benil's is 58. Now this is going to be the fun one, guys. This is going to be the fun fact. Now you have to understand both these guys are really good at grappling. They're both very well rounded, but they're really good at grappling. 2.11 takedowns for Benil Dariush, and for Mateusz Gamrot, guys, 4.83 takedowns per 15 minutes. He's doing more than one takedown a round. And he has a 35% takedown accuracy, which is pretty on par for UFC. That's awesome. Does strike range make a lot of difference? LJ, it does if you're not going to grapple and you use your distance properly. 2 inches, maybe not, because they're both grapplers, but you never know, man. Never know. Takedown defenses are great as well. Benil Dariush, 81% takedown defense. Mateusz Gamrot, 90% takedown defense. Benil Dariush tries one submission on average per 15 minutes. Mateusz Gamrot 0.3. So Gamrot is a control ground game expert. He likes to inflict punishment on the ground, less of the submissions. Benil Dariush, obviously with his wizard of a guard, wants to go for submissions. So there will be a lot of grappling in this match. And I'm sure they're going to want to strike with each other to see who's better. Is any of them a southpaw? Both of them are southpaws, LJ. Mirror stunts. This is going to be a barn burner fight. This will be one of the fights of the night. Mateusz Gamrot's not been knocked out. Benil Dariush has been knocked out once, twice. Benil Dariush has been knocked out 1, 2, 3 times and been submitted once. Benil Dariush has been finished in all 4 of his losses. Oh my god, guys. Is there please, guys, please like the stream. This is awesome. It's awesome. So many people are viewing it. It's a pleasure to have all of you guys here. Please join me for the live stream tomorrow. Manchester United versus Chelsea, UFC 280 dual watch along. If you guys enjoyed the video, we will do more UFC watch alongs. I will get up at whatever time I need to do it. If you enjoy it, please hit the like, please hit the share, subscribe. This is awesome, guys. There's not been so many people in the live stream before for me. This is great. I hope you all are having a good time. Do make your picks, guys. There's 30 of you all. Come on, give me your picks, man. Come on. Benil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot. Give me your picks before I give you mine. Come on. Let's hear what you got. In the meantime, I will just elaborate a little bit more. I think Mateusz Gamrot's gonna. I think Benil Dariush wants a war, and I think Benil Dariush wants a war because Benil Dariush knows that he has the submission game. So if he's gonna try and want to drop Gamrot to try and get on his back. And Benil Dariush on your back's not a good idea, guys. It's not. Matthews Gamrot is going to want to look to make it a war, but I think he's going to want to try and control the ground game more. He's going to want to be a more controlled four takedown. Guys, think about this, right? Just see these stats. 4.83 takedowns a minute, but 0.3 submissions per 15. He just wants to ground and pound on the ground. He wants to wear you out. He's not looking for the submission. Mateusz Gamrot has 5 submissions in 21 wins. He has a very even display of wins. He has 9 decision wins, 5 submissions, and 7 by knockout. He can literally finish you anywhere. He has ADCC championships in Europe, which is Abu Dhabi Combat Club Championships. It's a jiu-jitsu tournament. He has 2014 first place, 2015 third place, 2018 second place, 2019 first place. He has 2 gold medals, 1 bronze, 1 silver in the ADCC Europe competitions. He is a very, very good grappler. And he's taking on another very, very good grappler, which means there's going to be a lot of fighting on the feet. You want to see this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's stats of Benil Dariush is world no-gi champion, 2010 in the brown belt, 2009 in the purple and absolute, which means no weight class, 2008 in the blue belt. World no-gi championships, 2010 brown absolute, no-gi this is, okay guys, which is what they're going to be grappling in. Pan American 2009 championships in blue belt. World championships second place, 2012 in brown, 2010 purple, 2009 Pan American championships third place in the brown belt. Elite grappler in the nogi, elite for UFC level. I think Chelsea. I haven't seen these fighters, so I can't make prediction. But during the match, I can. Come on, you can do that. Then that's perfectly, dude. That's perfect, guys. Whoever's in the chat, guys, do tell me who you think's gonna win. Come on, Dariush all the way. LJ Singh. Let's go. Okay. Do tell us how it's going to happen as well. In Indra Tamang, Nathan F. Charles beats Islam. Who's next for Charles? Stay tuned, Indra. I'm very excited to talk about the main event today. Yeah, so that's there, and I think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be a fight of the night contender. I actually think it's going to be fight of the night, if I'm being honest. Unless Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad just want to stand and bang, I have a feeling that this is going to be a fight of the night. I think, guys, that Gamrot is going to try and control Benil Dariush on the ground. That's what I genuinely think, and I think Benil Dariush wants to put a stamp on Gamrot, and I think he really, really wants to knock out Gamrot and maybe try and bypass Alexander Volkanovski in the process. Whatever you would think about this fight, guys, the winner should get a top 5 opponent, no questions asked. If not a chance at a title eliminator fight, because this is going to be a fun fight, no doubt about it. And I think that I'm just going to cut to. I'm going to give you my choice now. I feel bad for Benil Dariush, but I think the new wave of the lightweight regime is here. Sarukian, Gamrot, Kutateladze, and a bunch of others. And I have a feeling that he may have missed his opportunity to get a chance to fight for the belt. I would love to. He seems like a very sweet person, but I think Mateusz Gamrot is going to try and hold him down and like pummel on him, because I don't think Mateusz Gamrot is going for a submission. So either it's going to be an absolute barn burner of a war, and one of them edges it, or Gamrot's going to try and hold him down, because 4.83 takedowns per 15 minutes is over 1 takedown a round, and if you get 1 takedown a round and hold the fighter to the ground, you're basically gonna win. That's just how the point system works nowadays. No, I will not watch the pre-card to LJ because I don't know where it is, so I can't really do that. Plus, I have to watch the United game before. Dariush winning Parag and LJ Singh Dariush in. I'm gonna go with Matthews Gamrot by decision, guys. But don't. I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised if he does win. I'm gonna be very honest here because I expect it to just be a flat out war, just an absolute war, and I think we are all gonna benefit from it. I don't think there are gonna be any losers in this match. I think it's gonna be ready, steady, go right from minute one. And I think Gamrot just edges it. I think I wouldn't be even surprised if it's a split decision. I wouldn't be. So LJ and Parag say Dariush is winning. I'm gonna go with Gamrot. Benny Dariush should be the favorite. He has fought the better fighters. He is on the better win streak. But I think Gamrot's going to be the first of a many of a new wave of lightweights to come and replace the old guard. I think he's going to edge it in a war. I think, yeah. Mateusz Gamrot for decision win. Now we go, guys. Now we get to the juicy part. We have Piotr Yan from Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Number one bantamweight in the world, former UFC bantamweight champion, taking on the Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley, 11th in the bantamweight division. People wonder how is this match made. I also am one of those people, by the way. I don't know how this fight's made. If I'm being very honest, UFC embedded videos are gold by the absolutely, dude. It's a lovely insight behind the fighters. It's a great insight, I think, and it's short videos too, so it's good to watch just to see how people are feeling in the mood. The energy. Sean O'Malley, very dynamic striker. The reason he's getting this fight basically is Piotr Yan basically took this fight so far down the order because basically because everybody else is booked up or he has beaten them, so it doesn't make sense for him to take anyone else. So he had to look all the way down because everyone's matched up or injured, and he found Sean O'Malley and Conor wannabe O'Malley. This is going to be a fun part of the discussion, I guess. Bro, oh hi Sarthak, how are you? Long time, bro. Which time will UFC at 280 begin in India? 10:30 Indian Standard Time, dude. Sony 10:2 HD, I believe. Dude, Peter's such a calm and composed personality. Dude, did you see the weigh-ins? He a pre-fight press conference. He got in his face and actually pushed O'Malley. He's not in a good mood. He's not in a good mood. Sarthak, 10:30 tomorrow in the night, 10:30 p.m. It's in Abu Dhabi, so that's how it is. Do join us. We're doing a watch along for it as well as the United Chelsea game if you're interested. Dunkin' Donuts, people sleeping on Aljamain and Sugar Sean. No, Dunkin' Donuts, no one's sleeping on them. Settle down, dude. We're getting there. We're getting there. Peter Yan, let's see. He's 1-2 in his last three. Both of his losses are obviously to Aljamain Sterling, the current champion. One of them by how rich is Dana? Very rich. Peter Yan boxing. Oh, just getting there. Parag, you spoiled it for me. Sarthak, I am telling you what is the timing in India. 10:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. I'm going to do a watch along, dude. You just like and subscribe to the channel. You'll get a notification. I'm going to prepare the stream way in advance. Don't worry. We're gonna watch the main card together, dude. Relax. Ajami's Boimber gets the job done. Dunkin' Donuts, he's already come out with it. Dunkin' Donuts, come on, man. Give me a break. Hope also Benil wins. He deserves the title shot. That's what I think too as well. Dunkin' Donuts. Don't know if you joined in just now, but I've already done that part of the stream. I'm picking Gamrot to win by war, but I'd be very happy if Dariush wins because I think he should have got a title eliminator already, in my opinion. So Sean O'Malley, guys. I don't know how Aljamain. I'm going to tell you how Aljamain got past Yan. Actually, dude, we are going to get there. So where were we? Sorry. No, wait. What am I looking at? Lord, am I looking for Sean O'Malley? Peter Yan. So Peter Yan, guys, his record is 16 wins, 3 losses. 2 obviously to Aljamain Sterling, and one loss to Magomedov, who's, I believe he's in. I think he's in. If I'm not mistaken, Magomedov's in Bellator right now. Unless that's someone else, I'm thinking about the wrong person. He came to the UFC on a. He's fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in the UFC, and he's 8-2 in the UFC. His only losses to Aljamain, one by split decision, one by DQ, which was fair. I think the DQ was fair. I know people aren't happy about that, but I think it's fair. It's against the rules. You should go. Just got here by no Dunkin' Donuts. Just like and subscribe, dude. We're doing watch alongs. I'm going to do UFC watch alongs. If you're a fan, do join in. I'm going to start doing UFC watch alongs as well. You're more than welcome. More than welcome to join me every week. If there's a good card, I'm doing it every week. So don't worry. Perhaps anyone have site to watch from? No, dude. Sorry, can't help you. I'm watching it on TV, dude. So I don't really know. So I thought his fights with Aljamain were contested. I thought Aljamain won 3-2, guys. But and if he didn't win 3-2, that second round where he took the back, he should have got a 10-8 round. I don't know. Judges don't want to give a 10-8 round. I can't really get into that much. The first loss, I thought Peter Yan was cruising to a victory, and that's why he was still the favorite in the rematch. I think Aljamain edged it. I think most people gave it to Aljamain. There should have definitely been a 10-8 round. It wasn't given, but that's how it is in the sport. People are afraid to give 10-8 rounds, even though he dominated him. He was on him like a backpack for the entire round. It was an absolutely dominant one-sided round. He didn't get 10-8. It is what it is. He's looking to bounce back, and he's looking to bounce back facing Sugar Sean O'Malley. I mean, Sean O'Malley he's an interesting one. First of all, I don't know how he got bumped up in the rankings, because he's coming off of a no contest against Pedro the Punisher Munoz, and I don't get it. What's your opinion on Chandler, Nathan? I think Parag, if the lightweight division wasn't as stacked, I think he would have been champion by now, because he was this close to knocking out Charles Oliveira. Then he decided to get into a war with Gaethje, which didn't do anything personally for him. Gaethje was just a better fighter at the war. You know, he was better at war than Chandler, if you want to put it that way. But of course, he's always going to be one fight away from a title shot, Parag, because the lightweight division is so tight and everyone loses to everybody, because it's like the top 5, there's this much in between the top 5, maybe even the top 10 of the division. Or if he was smarter, perfectly put. So Sean O'Malley is coming off of he's undefeated in 4 fights. He is 15-1 and 1 no contest. The 1 no contest was his recent fight against Pedro Munoz. I don't know about you guys. He doesn't believe Pedro Munoz. I was jammed. I'm not willing to go that far, because he poked him. So he's liable for that. My problem, however, was that he actually lost the round in the judges' scorecard, the first round. And he insists he was beating Pedro Munoz. Now, I don't know if he really believes that he was beating him, but he definitely lost that first round. So that's undeniable. He lost that first round for sure. His last 3 fights have been KOs. Thomas Almeida. Oh my God. What a dropper for Thomas Almeida. He looked like the next big star from Brazil. Chris Moutinho was walking into his punches like a zombie. Almost made it to a decision. Raulian Paiva, who was ranked at the time, I think that's how he broke into the rankings. Then I think he was 13 when he fought Munoz, who was 9 or 10. And then no contest Munoz, and he jumped to 11. I don't know how the rankings work, guys, but that's how he did. And what's crazy is Peter Yan had to go all the way to 11 to find someone to fight him, which I don't believe necessarily. It feels more like they're pushing Sean O'Malley into title pictures. Because guess what? If Sean O'Malley wins this fight, doesn't matter what anyone thinks, he's getting the title shot. So now, how do you break this down, guys? How do you break this down if you want to look at it from a neutral point of view? Okay, we'll use some UFC stats, obviously, guys, because they do help. They do help tell a tale to some extent. But what are your key points to victory? My key points to victory is Peter Yan I don't know how he does it because he does not have the reach advantage. He has Sean O'Malley has a 5-inch reach advantage over him. Sean O'Malley is a striker who likes to use his range to knock out people. And Peter Yan, thick, clinical boxing. Clinical boxing. He's going to have to. I don't know if he can dodge Sean O'Malley strikes because he's so dynamic and awkward, but he's going to have to get in the pocket and rip Sean O'Malley's body. He's going to have to just rip at his body because your body can't move. And he's going to have to rip really hard. Kind of like how he was doing it, I think, against Jose Aldo. He's going to have to rip at it because Peter Yan's not much of a kicker. Of course, that could change. Game plans can affect that. But I don't necessarily think he's going to use kicks because I think when he tries to come in and kick Sean O'Malley because of the reach, because of the distance, I think Sean O'Malley is going to light him up from the outside. Now, I know this is crazy, right? He just lost the belt. But he is also 1-2. And he beat Sandhagen by decision. Sandhagen is also a long, lanky striker. Long, lanky person who likes to strike, I should say. He is very well rounded. Parag says, I trust in Yan. Yeah, well, listen, dude. Yan's the favorite, irrespective of our opinion, and he's the favorite through earning it because he came into the UFC like a steamroller. Clinical, precise striking, boxing, I should say. Tight boxing, quick hands, takedown defense. It was looking good. And then Aljamain Sterling wore him down for like 2 rounds. 1 round he was just like walking around with a backpack on his body. Sean O'Malley is not going to do that. There's one advantage. This match is going to be standing for the most part unless Peter Yan decides to shoot because that's the only way he can close distance. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Peter Yan has a Masters of Sports in boxing, guys, which is the thing Russia does for people who excel in a particular sport. If I'm not mistaken, he has a Masters. Yes, Master of Sports in boxing in the 64 weight kilo category. Yeah. So as I was saying, his boxing is top notch. He trains out of Tiger Muay Thai. You wonder, he trains in Thailand mostly. What do you guys think? You tell me. I've been talking this whole time. Do you think he's gonna use a leg kick game plan like Marlon Vera? His legs have been targeted in past fights. Do you think Peter Yan's gonna do that? He is training in Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. Do you think there's gonna be some relation to that? It's possible. I don't see it honestly because it just doesn't use leg kicks as much. But of course, anybody can change their game plan if the time is right. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the chat, guys. Do let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? I think that Sean O'Malley is going to maintain distance. He's going to light him up. I don't know if he can finish Peter Yan because Peter Yan's really tough. Say what you want about Peter Yan, but he's tough. He's only lost decisions. You're not going to knock him out. If Sean O'Malley knocks out Peter Yan, we're not even having a discussion. Sean O'Malley is the next title fight. Simple. You beat the number 1 guy in the division, you knock him out, you do what no one else could do to him, including the current champion. You're getting a title shot. Doesn't matter how tight the main event is. The title fighters. He is getting a title shot. Hands down. And you know what, guys? I'm going to go with the Sugar Show. I think he is going to ride that wave of momentum. I think he's going to keep Peter Yan at bay. And I think it isn't happening. He might. You don't think it's happening? You don't think Sean O'Malley has a chance to win? Sorry, distract from what happened to Israel. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Not a clue, Ignatius. I've not got any notifications or anything. I have no idea. I think it is gonna happen, Parag, and really believe me, I don't think it's fair because he shouldn't be fighting Peter Yan. See, he has nothing to lose, dude. Parag, think about it this way. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He can be as attacking or as defensive as he wants because Peter Yan has everything to lose. He has everything to lose. He's lost twice to Sterling, even though it's dubious. He is not going to get the title fight if he beats Sean O'Malley by decision. He's not. Let's just get it right. He's not. I don't think so, at least. Um, I think he's going to maintain his distance, and I think he's going to pick him apart from outside, dude. And I won't be surprised if he. I actually, that's a lie. I would be very surprised if he knocks out Peter Yan. But look at the power Sean O'Malley has. Like, so Peter Yan has 8 decision wins out of 16 wins. 8 decisions, 7 knockout, right? So he has 7 knockout wins in 16. Sean O'Malley has 11 knockout wins in 15 wins. He's 15-1-1 and he has 11 knockouts. He has the knockout power. He can knock you out with his legs. He can knock you out with his hands. He has the reach advantage. He's younger. He's on a roll right now. His confidence is at all-time high because even though he didn't beat Pedro Munoz, he still got this opportunity, which means he's just riding momentum. He's 4-1 no contest in his last 5. He has all the momentum you can possibly have for someone who probably should have another 2 fights before getting this opportunity. That's not happening either, guys. Because he's already got the opportunity. So he has nothing to lose, and Peter Yan has everything to lose. Yan is very experienced, and my gut says he has the answers. I don't know how he has the answers though, Parag, because he has to kick, and he likes to box. He doesn't like to kick, and it's not because he has a master's in sports and boxing. I have not really seen him throw kicks that way. Kicks to the point where you're going to disrupt a person's movement. Kicks to the point where you're tenderizing someone's leg. Kicks to the point where you're trying to affect their mobility. Peter Yan all the way. Wow, LJ and Parag are just picking against me. It's gonna be fun though. I don't care. I'm not invested in any fighter. I just enjoy fights. I enjoy it. I won't be surprised if Peter Yan wins, guys. Peter Yan wins by decision. He isn't knocking out Sean O'Malley because I don't think he's going to find his chin that way. I really don't. He also has only 7 knockouts and 16 fights. He's gone to the decision 8 times. He is not a knockout artist. Sean O'Malley is. If Sean O'Malley lights him up, there's a very good chance he can get knocked out. He can't absorb the punches the way he did against, let's see who he fought before. He can't absorb the punches like he fought Jose Aldo, Uriah Faber, Jimmy Rivera. They don't punch like Sean O'Malley. Uriah Faber hasn't had knockout power in a long, long time. Jose Aldo is more, he had a legendary leg kick game, which he then changed to boxing after he joined the Brazilian Marine Corps Boxing Academy. Congratulations on his retirement, by the way. Aljamain Sterling was a grappler. Corey Sandhagen was a lanky striker that he did beat, guys. But again, Corey Sandhagen, not exactly the most powerful bantamweight, He has 7 knockouts in 15 wins, 5 decisions, 3 submissions. Quite balanced. He's more of a balanced fighter. Sean O'Malley is coming to knock people out. He has had 2 decisions, and both those decisions were the first 2 fights of his UFC career. Those were his first 2 decisions. Andres Sukamtat, who's from LFA, I think he's an LFA champion. Thank you, Suraj. Thank you. And Terion Flash Ware, who was another decision. He absolutely outclassed both of them, though. And he beat Sukamtat with an injured leg, was it? Yeah, I think he injured his leg. And that's when he got surgery, and then he took what did he take? He took a 2-year break. Yeah, he fought 2 years almost later, like 4 days, 2 years. Can Demir, what do you think, Charles or Islam? I'm getting there, Can Demir. Come on, man. Give me some time. I'm excited about these fights. I have to talk about them at length a little bit. But I am very excited about that, Demir. I am. So I think, guys, Sean O'Malley, you know what? I'm going to go in complete contrast with LJ and Parag. I think Sean O'Malley is the first person to knock out Piotr Yan. I don't think it's going to be easy. Yan just goes on and on. If this fight goes to round, oh yeah, absolutely, LJ. If this fight goes to the end, I don't think Sean O'Malley is winning by decision. I think Sean O'Malley is going to win midway second round by TKO. I think he lights up Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan chases after him because Peter Yan's really pissed off right now. And I think he catches something, man. Because Peter Yan didn't look very happy in the press conference. He actually lost his cool and pushed him, which was weird because Sean O'Malley wasn't even talking to him when they had a face off. He just pushed him. So you wonder if that's a little on his head right now. He is coming off of a loss as well. He has lost his belt. He's no more champion. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna go Peter. I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley with a knockout second round. I think he's gonna catch him, man. I think he's gonna catch him. Yeah, I think he's gonna catch him. Now we go to the co-main event, guys. Now we're coming to the juicy stuff now. Let's get it. We are talking about what is it? We're talking about TJ Dillashaw taking on the champ, the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. O'Malley would lose against Munoz, bro. Easy money for Jan. Demi, you know what? That is what I was saying. I was saying I don't understand how he's got this, but I'm looking at a bit of an intangible, Demi, right? I'm looking at the fact that he has a reach advantage, that he has the knockout power advantage, that he likes to fight in range. Sean O'Malley lands at 65% of his distance strikes, minimum 350 attempts. That's the number. By 350 attempts, he lands 65%. That's about over 200 strikes per 350. He lands a lot from distance, and he has 11 knockouts to his 15 wins. So Sean O'Malley, whether people like him or not, can knock out people, and that's always going to be a danger. Easy money, true. Wow, LJ Demir, interesting. You all think it's that easy? Listen, Peter Yan's the favorite for obvious reasons. I love to see Dillashaw wearing the belt again, but it's difficult. Getting to that, Parag, getting to that. I'm curious, Demir. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Yan wins. I just think Sean O'Malley is more dynamic, and if Peter Yan doesn't implement a kicking game, I don't see how he can win, because Peter Yan heavily relies on boxing, and it's difficult to box someone when you have a 5-inch reach advantage and your fighter likes to strike from distance. 65% accuracy with a minimum of 350 attempts. I think he's third overall in the UFC. So he likes to strike from distance. He has power. He has the reach advantage. Yeah, and most importantly, Demir, right? Or LJ, you gotta watch, dude. You gotta watch some of his striking. He is dynamic. I understand what Demi is saying. I don't think it's easy money. Pedro Munoz is not an easy fighter. He's a bit of a person who embraces the war, even though he has a fantastic jiu-jitsu pedigree. He came to the UFC. He just fought war after war. He was happy to just fight war. That's why he's called a young Punisher. That's his nickname. He did win that first round against O'Malley. Two judges gave Munoz the first round. One judge gave O'Malley the first round. O'Malley was picking it up in the second round. Bit of a slow starter. Was green as on. Yes, Parag. LJ, this is what you watch. Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutinho. Chris with a K. Kris Moutinho. Watch that fight. Crazy fight. Yeah, so I don't understand how it would be easy money, Demir. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying completely. You can't, Peter Yan is the number one. If you say so much earlier, then it'll be a class fight. Of course, what's not to love LJ? Peter Yan's awesome. Just watch a little of Sean O'Malley, and think about it this way, Demi. Think about it this way, LJ. Sean O'Malley has nothing to lose. He has absolutely nothing to lose, dude. He's already 11th. He's already lost his undefeated streak. He's coming off of a no contest. Again, distance striker with power and the reach advantage. And he's heavily dynamic and can kick and can punch. He has a lot of advantages, dude. Demir, what do you think? I get what you're saying. I don't think it's going to be easy money either way, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Yan gets it, but I don't think it's going to be easy money. I definitely don't think it's going to be easy money. So here we go, guys. The co-main event of UFC 280. TJ Dillashaw, former Team Alpha Male product, the first no, he's looking to be the first ever three-time bantamweight champion. Now, I think there's only been one other three-time champion, and his name is Randy Couture, and he did it 20 years ago. Jishan, match started? No, Jishan, watch match. It's tomorrow, Jishan. We're just doing a preview today. Do like and subscribe and join tomorrow if you're interested in doing. I'm doing the watch along. So he's looking to create history. He's going to be one of two fighters that have won a single division belt three times. He's coming off of a 2-year layoff. He had a because of PEDs. He came back to beat Corey Sandhagen in some people say a contentious decision. But the worst part about that, guys, is whether you think the decision was good or not. It was a split decision win, by the way, guys. He is 5-1 in his last 6. He's lost to Henry Cejudo when he tried to drop down to the flyweight division to become a champ because he was the bantamweight champ. He did not lose his belt. He lost his belt because he lost a drug test, and his belt got stripped, and then Peter Yan won it, and then Aljamain Sterling won it. So he's not actually lost his belt in his second reign. He lost it due to a PED drug test, to which he got 2 years ban. He comes back, looks really good against Corey Sandhagen. The problem with that is he gets really badly injured and misses another year. So upon missing another year, Yan and Sterling have their 2-fight match series. The winner comes out of that. TJ Dillashaw slips right in because Corey Sandhagen is the third or the second ranked UFC fighter. What is he? Is he third now? I guess he's third now. Hold on a minute, guys. He is fourth in the UFC bantamweight rankings. So he beats Sandhagen. I guess he becomes third or second. And this is what happens. Apologies, guys. I just got a message I had to look at. I mean, it's phenomenal that he came back. It's phenomenal he comes back after 2 years. Beats Corey Sandhagen. Can he beat Aljamain Sterling? Lutfulayev. Lutfulayev. I hope I said that right. What do you think? Who wins, Islam or Charles? I'm getting the Ubaydullo. Just give me a minute. I'm doing the co-main event. We can move straight into the main event then, guys. I'm getting used to this. This is my first time doing a live preview. Just bear with me, please. So we have Aljamain Sterling, 21-3. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak. Out of the 7 fight win streak, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 decision wins, 1 win by DQ, and 2 submission wins. The Suloev stretch against Cody Stamen, which was excellent, by the way, and obviously the 90 minutes submission win of Corey Sandhagen. And Aljamain Sterling's on a fantastic roll. He's doing really well with Team Serra-Longo. He's hit a stride. We thought many years ago he was going to do that. He was such a prospect at the time that John Jones wanted to bring him to Greg Jackson's train, but he stayed loyal to Team Serra-Longo, which you have to love. He had teammates like Al Iaquinta, who fought Khabib for the belt, Chris Weidman, who beat Anderson Silva for the belt. He had great teammates, Gian Vellante, who was a top 15 light heavyweight. So Team Serra-Longo built this wonderful team in Long Island, New York, which he still currently trains out of most of the time. He has moved residences now. So I think he works with 2 teams. I'm not really sure, but he is a Team Serra-Longo full-time fighter there. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Matt the Terror Serra, who himself is a Renzo Gracie black belt, and Renzo Gracie is creme de la creme. When you get a black belt from him, you know you're doing things. Yeah, that's right. Brazilian black belt. Yes, he's a 4th degree black belt, and he gave Aljamain Sterling his black belt as well. So Aljamain Sterling, he's very grappling heavy. He's very grappling heavy. Although he did use his hands to hurt Sandhagen before getting the submission. I think that Aljamain Sterling is on the uprise. I think after his You can disagree with the results, but his performances against Peter Yan, the second fight, um, I don't see how Dillashaw has anything for him in the sense of anything that he hasn't seen before. I don't think Dillashaw's boxing is as crisp as Peter Yan. I don't think his wrestling is better than Aljamain Sterling, because Aljamain Sterling is a very high level black belt. And as you can see, what he did against Peter Yan, he loves taking back. His back control is probably second to none active fighters. Maybe Damian Maya from UFC. I can't think of his back take and back control is otherworldly. Once he gets on your back, you're in trouble. You got to ride out the round. I don't think you're going to escape unless he himself makes a mistake on back mount. And I just can't see how TJ Dillashaw wins. Yes, I know TJ Dillashaw had a wrestling background. In case anyone doesn't know, he wrestled at Cal State University at Fullerton, where he got picked by Uriah Faber to join Team Alpha Male, and that's how he got into MMA after he was done with college. He was a Team Alpha Male prospect right till I think he won the belt when he was the first person to win a UFC belt for Team Alpha Male. Of course, he has split camps and gone with Dwayne Bang Ludwig in Colorado now. I think he has also moved there, or he has residence there as well. So he trains there mostly in Colorado now. And striking has greatly improved ever since he worked with Dwayne Bang Ludwig, who's a former UFC fighter as well. He, at one point of time, had the fastest KO in the UFC. His striking, his ability to mix strikes has become fantastic, and the fact that he has a wrestling background is makes him very well rounded. But it makes you wonder, what's Alpha Male? Team Alpha Male is Uriah Faber's gym name. Uriah Faber is the former WEC featherweight champion and UFC bantamweight title challenger. He's an absolute legend in the lower weight classes. Uriah Faber's gym, Team Alpha Male. He used to recruit wrestlers from around the state to see if they wanted to take MMA as an option, as a life option to become a professional fighter. So this is what he did. This is how TJ Dillashaw got into fighting. And so that's what I don't see it, guys. I'm going to be very blunt here. I don't see how Dillashaw can beat him. Dillashaw, I think Aljamain Sterling is going to look to grapple. I know, I saw the weigh-ins before coming on, and yeah, Aljamain's like, we're not going to be boring, we're going to fight. And like, let's see. Aljamain Sterling says he's going to strike with him. I don't know why he needs to say that. He can do whatever he wants. He's the champ. I think Aljamain Sterling is going to try and hurt TJ Dillashaw on the ground and try to choke him out. I don't think it's going to be a clean knockout. We don't know what TJ Dillashaw we're going to get, because, guys, I mean, be reasonable here. He's lost, he is not, okay, let's put it this way, right? He missed 2 years, comes back and fights, then doesn't fight for another 18 months. His last fight was July 2021. Before that, it was January 19, 2019, pre-pandemic. He has missed out on the largest chunk, in the last 4 years, the largest chunk of fighting you can imagine. I think Dillashaw will shock the world. It won't be a shock though, Parag. It's just, I can't see him win. I don't know why. I can't see an outlier win. Hi Ansh, what's up? Nothing much to, just doing a little preview. Thank you for joining. I think the only way TJ Dillashaw gets Aljamain Sterling out is he clips Aljamain Sterling. I don't think he's going to submit Aljamain Sterling. Sterling must have improved so much to get past Yan. Exactly, dude. This one on decision. You know what, LJ? I'm gonna go with you on this. I think Aljamain Sterling he's gonna take Dillashaw down. He's gonna ride him out. Probably take his back. I think Dillashaw will fend off the submissions, but I think Aljamain Sterling is gonna get a submission win here. I think he's going to hurt him, or TJ is gonna make a mistake or something. I mean, LJ, what I was gonna say, Parag, to be fair, he's fought one time in the last 4.5 years, 3.5 years, one time, and it was still a split decision to a person that Aljamain Sterling touched him on the feet, finished him on the ground within 90 seconds. Anything can happen, dude. Anything can happen. You know, this is MMA. We are all speculating to certain extents here, but I think Aljamain Sterling has the momentum and the more well-rounded game, and I think Aljamain Sterling wins by late submission. That's what I think, guys. Do give me your thoughts down below, guys. Whoever's watching, please do let me know. Everything helps. Give me a little feedback. Love to hear what you guys think. My brain says Sterling, but my heart says I totally understand Parag. He's on the precipice of history. He'll be one of only two fighters to ever win a single weight class belt thrice. Don't have any knowledge about this anyway. I've joined this team, so all the best and have a good stream. Thank you, Ansh. You can join me tomorrow for United, Chelsea, and the UFC stream. I'm doing a dual watch along. You feel free to join. I'll be starting before 10. Sterling will miss. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so, Chai, about this. I don't. I think he has all the momentum. He has a 7-fight win streak. I think this Sterling does well, Chai, but this, I get what you mean, but this Sterling does well relatively. And guys, here we are. Here we are. This is the one everyone's waiting for. Should we get into it? You know what, guys? I'll give you a couple of minutes to give me your picks. If there is a particular way you think the fight's gonna go, do let me know. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Oh, but I'll give you a minute, not a couple. We'll just be hanging out here then. And tell me, who do you think the co-main event is going to be? The winner is, and tell me how they're going to win if you have any idea how it's going to be. Any ideas? Let's do this. The most awaited fight. I'm very excited, dude. Parag, you might know where I'm going with this one, but at least for me personally, but I'm very excited about this. Very, very excited. Either late finish by Sterling or decision for Sterling. Completely agree, LJ. Dillashaw by TKO, KO. Wow, Parag. Whoa. Could you put the cards on screen maybe so we have a better idea who's against who? I don't know how to do that actually. That's a good point, Ignatius. I don't know how to do that. I need to learn how to use OBS properly. I'm too used to StreamYard. StreamYard would have made this easier, but I couldn't use StreamYard today. It was acting up. Apologies, Ignatius. I'm trying to learn. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at this stuff. Oliveira win. Jitos. Cheetahs, like and subscribe, please. Tomorrow we're doing the watch along. Do join us. I'm getting ready. I got some picks. I'm warming up. Should we do this? Yeah, let's do this. Come on. So UFC 280, the main event. We have the heir apparent, the protege of the great Khabib, the eagle Nurmagomedov. Will he fulfill the prophecy of the late great Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov? Will he be the successor everyone was talking about after Khabib retired? Give you 70 here. You mad, dude. Give you 70. Don't goof it up. Let it be. Yeah, I won't, LJ. I won't. It's a good idea. I'm not trying to goof it up. He's taking on. You know what? I'll actually quote him. The UFC lightweight division has a champion. His name is Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. Isn't related? No, he's not related to Khabib by blood. I call him brother because that's how they agree. They think of themselves as brother. They basically the same age, grew up their whole life together. LJ. Said Nurmagomedov is a cousin of Khabib though. He fights at 135 in Bellator. See, I'm dropping some knowledge here and there, whatever I can absorb. Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. What can you say about him? I agree too. We're getting through that, Parag. I completely agree. Um, he's not 49 and 0, Chai, he's 29 and 0. See you, bro. Hope you're well. Uh, he's riding on Khabib's wave. We're getting to that, Parag. You're going exactly where I'm going. If you look at their resumes, Islam Makhachev, 22 and 1, 10 submissions, 8 decisions, 4 knockouts. One loss to Adriano Martins a long time ago by head knockout. Punch. Long time ago. That was almost 7 years ago, actually. 7 years ago in a few weeks. Okay, so we got that. He has won 1, 2, 3. He has won 10 fights. In his 10 fights, he has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 decisions, 4 submissions, 1 KO and 1 TKO, which was his recent fight. That's his 10 fight win streak. His biggest opponent to this day is Dan Hooker, who was I think he was number 6th or 7th when he fought each other. They fought each other in October last year, October 30th. I think he was 6th at the time. Dan Hooker, I will just get this to you just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's been going on. Dan Hooker had a very weird pandemic season. Dan Hooker had won 1 fight in his last 3 before fighting Islam Makhachev. And then he'd go on to drop down a weight and lose to Arnold Allen in London. Currently, Dan Hooker is 1 and 4 in his last 5. Islam Makhachev beat Dan Hooker after Dan Hooker was finished twice. Okay. Dan Hooker is a very good fighter, don't get me wrong, guys. Do not get me wrong. He's currently 14th still in the rankings because he dropped down in weight and failed to beat Arnold Allen, who's an absolute barnstormer himself. When you call the Etihad Arena, yes, it is. He's not. No, Khabib, he's not 49. No. Anyway, as I was saying, so that's his biggest fight. He beat Bob. He got this title shot because Benil Dariush was sick, and beating Bobby Green in 3.5 minutes. Bobby Green took that fight on 2 weeks notice. At a catch weight, I might add. So it wasn't even at 155 pounds. He got a title shot on that. He was supposed to face Benil Dariush as a title eliminator. Now we have Charles the Bronx Oliveira. Fight of the night 3 times. Performance of the night 12 times. Submission of the night 3 times. Yes, he's been fighting the UFC so long that they had separate for finishing, separate for knockouts. That's how the bonuses used to be. Now it's just performance of the night and fight of the night. He has a submission of the year trophy. He has most finishes in UFC history 19. Most submission wins in UFC history 16. Most submission wins in the lightweight division, obviously 10. Most submission wins in the UFC featherweight division 6. He dropped down to featherweight too, guys. He fought Frankie Edgar there. Most post-fight bonuses in UFC history, tied with Donald Cerrone at 18. Most performance of the night awards in UFC 12. 5th most wins in UFC history. 3rd longest win streak in the UFC lightweight division, 11. Why am I reading all those things, guys? LJ, I'll get to that too. That's a very good point. Charles Oliveira is on a 11 fight win streak. And out of those 11 fights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the 11 fights, he only went to a decision 1 time against Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson refused to tap and screwed up his hand. Got him in an armbar. It would have been 11 straight finishes in the UFC lightweight division, guys. Lightweight division. Khabib even didn't do that. Khabib okay, so I'm just going to read the last 5 fights of Charles Oliveira. Kevin Lee, top 10 lightweight at the time. Tony Ferguson, top 10 lightweight at the time. Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, top 5 at the moment. Charles Oliveira has cleaned out the lightweight division, top 5, before getting to the title. Wins the title, defends it, loses it on the scale, still smashes Justin Gaethje in one round. The UFC lightweight division has a champion. His name is Charles "The Bronx" Oliveira. A lot of people said the Arizona State Athletic Association or Commission, that weight was faulty. And I believe him. You know why? Because in the last 10 fights, he made weight. In fact, the last time someone didn't make weight was Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is the one who didn't make weight. By half a pound over the championship weight, they stripped him off his belt. And apparently, before going on that scale, he went on another scale that's always outside on the UFC, and he was on weight. So, the only fighter in this division who has a real chance to beat this current version of Charles Oliveira is Islam. But even if he can't beat him, then Khabib needs to unretire. We'll get there, buddy. We'll get there. I like that. The day you beat Tony, it was your time. I agree, LJ. When he beat Tony, it was a real eye-opener. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised about that one. And he didn't beat a compromised version of Tony Ferguson like we see now. Tony Ferguson was on a 10-fight win streak, lost to Justin Gaethje, and then fought Charles Oliveira. So I don't want to hear that Tony is washed crap. Tony wasn't washed when he fought Charles Oliveira. Let's get that right, guys. Very important. What has Islam Makhachev done to deserve this title? Nothing. Because he beat an unranked Bobby Green on short notice and a losing skid Dan Hooker, who was 7th ranked at the time. What has Charles Oliveira done to be champion? Clean out the lightweight division on his way up. Whatever you put in front of him, 10 finishes, 11 fights. What else is there to say? Seven submissions, 3 TKOs, 3 KOs, TKOs, 1 decision. Tony refused to tap, damaged his hand, whatever. That's what it is. Charles Tony is a lightweight goat, not Khabib. I agree, Parag. Just because of weight, just because of the weight of his run, the people he fought, the way he won is an important thing for me, Parag. So people are going, rightfully so, I might add. Why is Islam Makhachev getting this? Why is he getting this opportunity? This is what everyone wants me to talk about, so we will talk about it now. My goat is okay. He's getting this fight because of, one, other people don't want to fight him. 2, other people are booked. And 3, he's dodging Dariush because he wants to fight. Not saying he can't beat Dariush, by the way, guys. That's not what I'm saying. Could very well beat Dariush with his style. Definitely could. But I think he's getting this because he's got the Khabib rub. Because he's 11-0, beat all unranked opponents. He said on the press conference, who did Charles beat to get to the belt? And I was thinking to myself, what do you mean, dude? He beat the guy who's number 5 at the time. The number guy who's currently 3, 2, and 1. What do you mean who he beat? You beat Thiago Moises, who was ranked 14th when you fought him. And then you beat Dan Hooker, who was 1 and 2 in his last 3. He beat Nasrat Haqparast by decision. Dan Hooker never had a training camp. He was alone in America because they couldn't go back to Australia in the quarantine. He was staying in America taking fights on supremely short notice, thereby corrupting his own record because he can't go back home. And you have the audacity to ask who Charles Oliveira has beaten. Yeah, this is Tony Khabib too, Parag. In a way, it is. If Charles takes this personally, it's so in for 7. He's not going to take it personally. You know why, dude? Because he's not afraid of Makhachev. Makhachev wants to take down and smash him. He's like, please take me down, dude. Michael Chandler dropped him. Welcomed into his guard. Dustin Poirier dropped him, welcomed into his guard. Justin Gaethje knocked him down, welcomed into his guard. Dude, he's not even taking them down. He's telling them, "Come for me. My legs are in the air. Come." No one's doing it. He has a calf slicer submission win against Eric Wisely. Watch that match. I've been watching Charles Oliveira from the time he was the third youngest fighter in the UFC, taking on Jim Miller, and he said he's going to beat Jim Miller. He didn't beat Jim Miller, by the way. He did not, because Jim Miller at the time was looking to win a title. He was 8-8, and now he's 11-0. What happened? He matured, moved into his prime. Credits the birth of his daughter for moving into his prime. Could be not. You can look at it however you want that. Charles Oliveira is not scared to go to the ground with him. Everyone says they're not scared to go to the ground with him. Gaethje said that, I'm a wrestler. Poirier said that, Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Chandler said, I'm a Missouri State wrestling standout. Let's go if you want to go. Here's the difference, guys. Those three guys never dive for takedowns unless they absolutely have to. Gaethje just doesn't dive for a takedown, period. University of Northern Colorado Hall of Fame wrestler, by the way. You won that, I think, 2 years ago. So they're good level wrestlers. He is not afraid to go down with Islam. In fact, he said, I will lie down and I'll let you get into my guard if you want to start the fight that way. And guess what, dude? You normally would laugh at that, but I absolutely believe him. He will let you get into his guard. Again, guys, how many different versions of a submission has he had? He's had a bunch of different submissions. Shouldn't have I minimized the screen, but we will check it again. I'll tell you just in the UFC, okay, guys, he's had like 8 different submissions. Okay, 8 different submissions, I think. I will just get to it. I will see it, and I will tell you exactly what the submissions were. And I think this was just in the UFC. Okay, where is happening? Come on. Okay, here it is. Okay, so count with me, guys. This is in the UFC. Okay, my God, he's had a lot of UFC fights. Armbar, rear naked choke. Lost to Jim Miller, which was what I was telling you. That was in 2010, guys. I've been watching this guy since 2010, him specifically, because I remember watching that Jim Miller fight. Okay, that's 2. Calf slicer, Eric Wisely, like I told you. Guillotine choke. Okay, triangle choke. Anaconda choke. What else did he have? Yeah, he's had 6 different submissions in the UFC. He is not afraid to go to the ground. He wants you to come to the ground. He's like, please, let's go to the ground, guys. Let's do this. He's like, come on, Islam, Khabib Jr., Khabib Light, whatever you want to call him. Okay? Check this out. You want to hear some stats? Average fight time for Charles Oliveira, 7 minutes. Average fight time for Islam Makhachev, 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Finishes them too, dude. He finishes them quick. Same height, 4-inch reach advantage. You know those long limbs are going to come in use in Jiu-Jitsu, which is his specialty. He's an orthodox stance, southpaw stance. So they're going to be mirrored opposite each other. Won't it? No, they'll be on the same side. Strikes landed per minute. 3.53 by Charles Oliveira, 2.27 by Makhachev. You know why? Because he's trying to take you down. Striking accuracy, 53% by Charles Oliveira, 57% by Islam Makhachev. You know why? Because he does a lot of ground strikes. Strikes absorbed per minute. Now see, this is where it gets really bad. This is where it gets annoying. Okay. Charles Oliveira absorbs 3.1 strikes per minute. Islam Makhachev absorbs 0.84 strikes a minute. 1 strike a minute. Now, why is that, guys? Well, you know why that is. Because he's always on the ground in control. His striking, Charles Oliveira's striking defense is 52%. But guess what? If he gets dropped down, in the last 3 fights he got dropped down. He never jumped up. What people do when they jump up because they're not in their faculties. But because Charles Oliveira is a elite level black belt, he's from the Hickson Gracie jiu-jitsu instructor lineage. Go check out his instructor lineage on Wikipedia. Hickson Gracie, George Patino. Check them out. That's his instructor lineup for how he got his Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. 52% striking defense. He stays calm under pressure if he gets dropped because he's a guard player. Islam Makhachev is a 68% striking defense because he doesn't really hang around a lot in the striking area. Let's do grappling, shall we? Grappling. 2.46 takedowns per 15 minutes for Charles Oliveira, 3.41 takedowns for Makhachev. 1 takedown around, 3 takedowns in 15 minutes. Because when he normally takes people down, they don't get back up. But Charles Oliveira doesn't want to get back up. He wants to stay on the ground. He's comfortable on the ground. Takedown accuracy 40% by Charles Oliveira. Again, he's not really looking for the takedowns that way. 65% by Islam Makhachev, easily in the elite category of takedown accuracy in the UFC. Takedown defense 57% Charles Oliveira. I wonder why he has such low takedown defense for someone with a good ground game. Because in jiu-jitsu, you don't win by taking down, you win by submission. It's not wrestling. But you know who's a wrestler by nature? Islam Makhachev, because of combat sambo. 88% takedown defense because they are not supposed to be on the ground with the back. Submission average per 15 minutes. Now this is the proof. Per 15 minutes submission averages 3 submissions for Charles, 1.2 for Islam. Per 15 minutes. He tries 1 submission attempt per 15 minutes. Those are the stats, guys. You can see it for yourself on ufcstats.com if you really want to. Those are the stats. What does that tell you? Islam wants to take him down. Looking forward to the takedown. Charles Oliveira, extremely comfortable on his back, being an elite jiu-jitsu player in the UFC and MMA terms. He's okay with it. And he's okay with his back to his ground, and don't be surprised. I saw a video where he's practicing for this particular style of takedown Islam does. Needless to say, he's preparing properly for the takedowns. He's not just going to let him take him down because he's comfortable. Islam's boxing is better than Khabib, but Charles is just so versatile. Exactly, Parag. When we're talking about standing on the feet, it's not even close. Like, there is no discussion. There's no discussion. Abdul Samad Khan, welcome. Like, share, and subscribe. Islam is going to win tomorrow. Mark my words. Listen, Abdul. Based on everyone's hype for Islam should win it. But the problem with that, Abdul, is that no one gave Charles Oliveira a shot in his last 4 fights, and he's finished everybody. Sometimes there comes a time where it's just that person's time and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, don't get me wrong. Islam could definitely dominate and win and do the whole Khabib thing and defend it a couple of times and then retire. He could do that. Could do that, absolutely. Kai is a jiu-jitsu player too. Who's Kai? But what I'm trying to say is that I think I have underestimated Charles Oliveira a couple of times in my previews, and I am going to back Charles Oliveira because I think he's hit this strange prime. The strange prime, exactly. Parag said it right. He's on demon time right now. I don't know what's gotten into him. If you watch his first fights where he's green, but you can see the talent. He cracked under pressure. He tapped out. He got knocked out. He missed weight. Ever since this recent lightweight streak, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Gracie Nathan. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think you can explain it because I don't think people expected Charles Oliveira to get this far to begin with. So to try and explain it would be really difficult. Let's see. Oh, Mohammad Sadiq is here. Oh, here we go. Missed you, buddy. Hopefully you join tomorrow. What I remember from Islam is last time I saw him live with the straight cross. Is that the straight cross a weakness on the ground? Yes, Oliver is excellent, but Sambo fighters neutralize his positioning. Straight cross is his weakness, Mohammad Sadiq, and I think that's exactly how Adriano Martins got him with the knockout as well, I think. Um, the thing with neutralizing with position is Sadiq Bhai is I think the people he neutralized before, they said they don't mind going to the ground, but that was a lie. Let's be honest, Sadiq Bhai. Bobby Green is a state wrestling champion, I think, in California. The wrestlers are not used to their back on the ground. You need a real jiu-jitsu player for that. You're just not used to your back on the ground. Doesn't matter how many years you train. It's not embedded in you that way. Um, However, when you're a jiu-jitsu player, you do nivaza. Nivaza is just on the ground. There's no takedowns. You're just on your knees on the ground. Try to roll. It's basically rolling on the ground. And Khabib defeating Conor was awesome. Thought so too as well. GK. I thought Conor went too far for a lot of those things. I know he didn't take it seriously, but still, some things you shouldn't say. That's my opinion. How did Charles become this beast? I don't know, dude. He credits it to the birth of his daughter. You can believe that, you cannot. I don't know. Dipanshu Dahiya. Welcome to the channel, dude. We are doing a live watch along tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. I will be doing UFC watch alongs more if there are more people interested. The timings are crazy here in India, but I like watching it anyway. I watch it even if I'm not live. You can feel free to join if you like it. Khabib and Islam is like there was Khabib and his father at his prime. I'm going for Islam. Come on, brother, let's go. Dipanshu, see, that's what I'm trying to say. If that in a way, there's no pressure on Charles Oliveira because he, first of all, he doesn't have the belt. Second of all, everyone has hyped up Islam to the extent where if if Oliveira beats him, Oliveira is the greatest lightweight ever. And I know Khabib fans will say, no, 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 but you got to think about it, dude. 11 fight win streak, 10 fights finished. He beat everyone on the way up, defends the belt one time, drops it to some bullshit weighing scale. Uh, People said he couldn't strike. He had light punches, like Parag said. Well, dropped all of them, finished all of them. He's on a roll. Charles the Bronx Oliveira is the real deal. He's here to stay. He's 33. He's in his prime. Took him a while to get here. I don't think a lot of people expected it after he went on certain slides when he dropped in weight class, when he showed that he can't make weight. Very unprofessional. I honestly think Charles Oliveira is going to win. I'm going to cut it right now. Yeah, I appreciate you guys believing in Islam. Listen, man, if the hype's real, Islam's going to be crazy. Cron Grace focused more on liquids than any other foods. Yeah, dude. Cron Grace is not fought in 2 years either. GK. Don't know what's going on with him. He lost to Cub Swanson. He thought he was like a striker. Lost to Cub Swanson, and then I haven't seen him yet. I'm not really sure what he's doing right now. Very good prospect of the Gracie family. I'm going to pick Charles Oliveira, guys. I'm not going to delay it anymore. I know people have been going, what are you picking? What are you picking? What are you picking? I'm going to say it right now. I'm sorry, sir. There is a person here who's written in Arabic. I'm sorry, I don't speak Arabic. If you can translate, that would be fantastic. How good was Brock Lesnar in MMA? Not very good at all. Football Creeks. He used his weight and his wrestling as an advantage at a time where people weren't well versed in wrestling. As soon as people learned how to neutralize it, a la Cain Velasquez and Alistair Overeem, because Overeem was a very good jiu-jitsu player back in the day and he had a lot of strength and physicality. Cain Velasquez is the perfect example of the limitations of Brock Lesnar. You can see that fight. You'll believe it. I want to see how Islam handles a hell. You know what, Parag? He's going to handle an hell well because last time he lost, he went on a 10-fight win streak. And he got KO'd in that by someone who's, even at the time, was not on his level, if I'm being honest. Not the greatest, but second best. Khabib was mentally switched on all day, unlike Charles. But yeah, he takes out Makhachev. You know why I think he's better, Sadiq Bhai? Because of his strength of schedule. Khabib's only, what was he, 10-0, 8-0, 2 title defenses, very sporadic appearances due to injuries. Not finishing fighters the way Charles is. Dominating them absolutely, but not finishing the way Charles is. Yeah. Also, beating Islam Makhachev could make him the greatest just because everyone thinks he's going to be the next Khabib. You know that. I understand what you're saying, Sadiq Bhai, but you also have to look at strength of schedule. If you look at his strength of schedule, he's 11-0 with 10 finishes. Khabib didn't do that. Like, respectfully, you can go back and you can look at each fight and all, but he didn't do that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think second is actually on the line. If you look at his strength of schedule as well, Sadiq Bhai, I think he's already second best. Just the way he beat everyone to get to the title. But I understand what you're saying. But something must count for maintaining that own your record in sport like MMA. Absolutely agree, Sadik Bhai. The problem is he didn't have as many fights in the UFC. That's my thing. You know what I mean? John Jones is the greatest light heavyweight, but I mean he had drug test failures, so he gets cancelled out. Don't get me wrong, Sadiq bhai. I'm very chill if people want to call Khabib the greatest lightweight. I love lightweights anyway. For me, it's whatever. I enjoy the lightweight division more than most people. But there is something about Charles's comeback story, dude. He was 8-8, dropped down a division, fought Frankie. He's fought. You know what? You know what? Can I say something, Sadiq bhai? The people he has fought, even the losses, the 8-8, not 100% physically expressed the ulcerative. Wasn't it diverticulitis, Mohammed Sadiq? Sadiq bhai, I don't really know. You're the doctor, obviously. I remember him saying diverticulitis and he had to take out 6 inches of his colon or something. So ages ago, Sadiq bhai. Forgive me if I'm saying the wrong thing. Um I'm okay. I'm okay with. I'm okay if people call Khabib the greatest. I'm okay if they call Charles greatest. Something has to be said about his the way he. For me, his GSP overall. Come on, Sadiq bhai. Agree. Joe may have been there. Completely agree. And the way he avenged his losses against Sarah and Hughes. Completely agree. I love GSP overall. Completely. The way he handled himself, the professionality. He brought superstar into MMA. I mean, when the Canadian Olympic hockey team won a gold at the Winter Olympics, he still got Sports Player of the Year. Not Sidney Crosby, who won a Stanley Cup and a gold, beating the USA in overtime in the Olympics. He still won Sports Player of the Year. He was awesome, awesome. I completely agree with you. Go overall GSP for me. If you want to go like that, completely in agreement, Sadiq bhai. Completely. Um, yeah, so that's what I think, guys. I think Charles Oliveira is going to do this. He's going to be a superstar. He did win SP of the year as well for fighter of the year. Congratulations to him. From where he started, Sadiq bhai, I think it's more impressive because Khabib was always a dominating presence, whereas Charles looked like a meek version of what you thought he could be at times, and then the mental lapses and the failing weight. I guess the redemption story is greater, Sadiq bhai. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I think he would be a goat, because I don't think he started off as one of the youngest fighters in the UFC, and then fought who he fought. He fought some great fighters. I'm not taking anything away from him like that. But then the way he failed at certain steps, and now the way he's just going up, up, up. If he beats Khabib's protege, Sadiq bhai, you might have to give it to him. It depends on how he beats him as well. If he finishes him in one round, Sadiq bhai, I think people are gonna call Charles Oliveira the lightweight goat. And if he gets more than two title defenses, which is the record still to this day in lightweight, I don't know how that's the record, but that is still the record. Like until recently, that was the heavyweight record again. Very fluctuating divisions, the lightweight and heavyweight division. If he gets that title defense record, Sadiq, but you got to give it to him. Then I think, honestly, GSP won me over the Fitch fight. Oh my god, he destroyed Fitch in the most saddest way. Whatever school and Olympic level wrestling is based to stand up, dude. He did that. He did that to Josh Koscheck as well. Josh Koscheck was a Fresno State University wrestler. John Fitch was literally a walk on to Purdue and became the captain of the Purdue wrestling team. It's crazy, dude. There's a lot of this going on. It's awesome. Is holding bottom body essential to today? I don't know, bro. I don't know about that, GK. I really feel. I'm not sure. If he wins tomorrow, Charles will be called the GOAT. Parag, if depends on how he wins, man. He gets that lightweight title defenses to 3. He'll be the only one with 3 title defenses. Sure, I'd agree. Islam Southpaw stance might earn him few more minutes standing, bro. LJ, the thing is, right? Charles Oliveira has a knockout by flying knee. He can do it all, dude. He's not scared of going to the ground. That's the best part about Charles the Bronx Oliveira. He doesn't mind going to the ground. He is a jiu-jitsu man by nature. Stance might earn him a few points, and Islam having no experience of consistent pressure. You know what? The pressure could be an effect on Islam because he's not afraid to go to the ground with Islam. I mean, be on his back with Islam. Now that you put it that way, yes, but my pick here is Islam. I knew you were going to go that way, Sadiq bhai. I knew you were going to go that way. So if he takes him out, it may change my opinion. You know what? It would change my opinion too, Sadiq bhai. It would. It would. Koscheck was a mauling. Oh, dude, he broke his orbital. He had to. He couldn't take a flight. He had to drive back. He had to drive across Canada and come back home. It was mad. Tazabai Madremov. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what you're saying. You don't speak English. I'm sorry. Apology. Many boxers psychology of holding water. But I mean, it could work, GK. I have no idea. If Islam keeps standing for longer than 90 seconds, you're not wrong, Sadiq bhai. You're not wrong. The Bronx Oliveira flying knee. Don't be surprised. Either way, it's going to be a crazy fight. 100% agree. Tazabai, I'm sorry. I do not know what that is. Would you care to like translate it or something? I don't know what you're saying. Apologies. I don't really know what that is. What you're saying. Let's see what you're saying. Pardon me, guys. I'm just trying to translate over here. Don't agree, Sadiq bhai. Islam can stand up and fight, but Parag, how long can he stand up and fight? That's the thing, nah. How long can he do that? He's only going to be able to do that for a limited period of time. I don't know if it's 90 seconds. I understand what Sadiq bhai is saying, but man, it's not going to be a lot longer than that. Parag bhai, it's not going to be. Mahmoud Muradov, Saloshidin Ganijanov, Mahmoud Muradov. Yes, that's going to be a great fight too. Saloshidin. I hope I'm saying that right. Apologize if I'm not. Muradov is fighting. God, I forgot who he's fighting. It's going to be a good fight. That's going to be. Oh yeah, he's fighting Caio Boialho, right, from Brazil. That's going to be an action-packed fight too, dude. I think Islam takes him to deep water. Dude, if Islam takes him to deep water, this game's over. If Charles doesn't do it in 3 rounds, I think Islam's going to take it. Honestly. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be a crazy fight. Don't agree, Sadiq bhai. Islam can stand fight. I think Islam thinks LJ wearing his reading glasses. Oh, by the way, guys, funny fact. Charles Oliveira doesn't wear reading glasses anymore. He got corrective eye surgery. His eyesight was at 50% apparently. He used to see 3 people when he takes out 3 heads when he used to take out his glasses. He apparently used to hit the middle one and it worked. Now after having corrective eye surgery, he doesn't need glasses. So if you saw the press conference today morning, he wasn't wearing any glasses, guys. What is that signature move, Cobra jab? Which boxer does that? I have no idea, GK. Are you talking about the Superman punch? Superman jab was a technique that GSP really started to great effect. I've seen Islam fight. He was favored by a big margin and escaped with a decision because his opponent had a decent takedown defense. Exactly. Didn't believe that, but when I saw him live, I was like, he ain't Khabib. No, he ain't Khabib. He ain't Khabib, dude. Khabib has double the strikes he had with, I think, a minute less control. He's not Khabib, dude. Oliveira history of bodybuilders. So, guys, that's my pick. I'm going to say Charles Oliveira in 3 rounds. Submission. If it goes past 3 rounds, I think Makhachev takes it by decision. I don't see Makhachev have the power to knock out Charles Oliveira. Of course, he could win by submission, but it depends on the scrambles and the preparation which Charles Oliveira has done in specific movements like the Dagestani handcuff and moves like that. He has prepared for it. I have seen videos for him doing that, so it's very possible he's ready for it. Any final picks, guys, before I sign off? That is the last fight. I am super excited. Sadiq bhai, I hope you join me for at least the title fight, Sadiq bhai. Islam is small, don't know how he is at 55, but he ain't a big lightweight. You know what, Sadiq bhai, he looks very drawn out when he cuts weight. I don't know what he eats out on the off season, but he looks very drawn out for the weight cuts. Charles submission in round 4. Parag with the round 4 submission. Wow. Championship round submission. Wow. I like the love for Charles Oliveira. It's crazy he has gotten to this point. I really never thought he would. When he started out, it looked like he was a promising prospect, but the way he got here, I don't think anyone would have called it. It's a testament to him and him alone. Very excited for tomorrow's fights, guys. Sadiq bhai, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, as soon as you can. Please read your above. Sorry, LJ. I said that LJ, the reading glasses thing, right? He doesn't wear them anymore, dude. He's got corrective eye surgery. It does get me every time too because you can't believe he looks like an absolute librarian and does what he does. But today's press conference, you can go back and watch it. It was in the morning. He does not wear glasses at the moment. Anupam, I'm gonna need you to rewind the stream, bro. I'm about to sign off. I've been on for 2 hours. I have discussed the Ronaldo thing before the preview because a lot of people asked me for it and I did it. Uh, I may have spoken a little too much about it because people came here to see the UFC thing. But yes, you can go back and see it if you don't mind. Thank you. LJ, I will see you tomorrow. GK, I'll see you tomorrow. Anupam, I will see you tomorrow. Sadiq Bhai, hopefully with us. Parag, looking forward to it, buddy. This is what we've been looking forward to for I think for a couple of months now. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Their face-off was so intense too. I know there were nose to nose. Dana White didn't interrupt it. It was good. It was good energy today. I enjoyed everything. Thank you for the support, guys. Do like, share, and subscribe. If you know people who are UFC fans, send them the links tomorrow. Try and blast out the links everywhere, guys. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. Hopefully, a very successful day in overall as a stream. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for keeping me company today. Sadiq bhai, good night if you're still watching. LJ, everybody, Parag, Anupam, thank you. 281 will be good too. We will get there, LJ. We will get there. If there's demand for this, we will do this again. I absolutely enjoyed it. Do send this stream to. I'm going to tell you a little something now, guys, before you go. I wanted Sadiq bhai to join and I wanted Adidev to join because I know he writes for combat sports. Unfortunately, couldn't get to me. He's very busy these days. But yes, that was supposed to be the plan for 280. I'm glad you enjoyed it though, guys. Thank you for the positive feedback, Parag. Uh, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Dual watch along, guys. Do share it to everyone. Everything helps. Peace out. Good night, guys.